Testing, testing. Let's see if everything is working. We have a little bit of some background vibes going on. I'm chatting into the mic right now. Let's see how everything's going real quick before we get started. How is the audio? Let's check. Roots will be on in a second, letting us know that you guys can all hear me. Mic is good. Okay, mic is good. That's good. So let's see. Can you hear the music? So we'll see back in a second, and then let's double check that all the writing appears on the screen. It will have a slight delay. Okay, the music can't really be heard. Let's check all my different settings here. Okay, the media source. Okay, how about now? Let's get back so I can see it. I changed some settings. Let's see. Good. Okay. We're good. Thank you, Roots, for the sound check. You can go ahead and log off whenever you want. We're good. I found out what caused my model to change. Apparently it's a hotkey for 0. 0 keeps changing my model back to the default settings. That's why when I wrote 50k words, it changed it. So I found that out. Okay, but otherwise, let's go ahead and get started. So this is going to be a write-along for a rough draft for National Novel Writing Month. It was NaNoWriMo, but there's a lot of other writing challenges too, so if you don't follow NaNoWriMo, it's any writing challenge for a rough draft where you try to get a certain amount of words done in 1 month, just to bust through that rough draft, to get rid of everything with that. So for this, we're not going to be worried. This is going to be pretty stress-free. I'm not going to worry about editing myself, about going back and changing words unless there's like a big spelling error that makes it hard to understand. But I don't want... the point of this is to make sure like, hey, like, it's okay to write a really shitty rough draft because I'm going to write a shitty first draft with you. So you don't gotta stress about that. Everyone tries to make their rough draft like perfect, like how it would read in a book, like the finished product. And there are so many drafts between a rough draft and a final product, so we're not gonna worry about that. So stress-free and worry-free. So the first thing I'm gonna figure out is probably the vibes. I have this idea. Don't know if it will end up being the final idea, but that's all good. I'll write vibes. I'm gonna do a spooky horror version mixed with Studio Ghibli. Mixed with Studio Ghibli aesthetic. Oh, see, I misspelled Ghibli right there. Whoopsie. Let's see if I can fix that real quick, just so that way... Is that how you spell it? It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna elaborate. I like the very slow beats. Slow, thoughtful beats of Ghibli movies, but I want it Docker monsters and I'll just put themes, right? I don't want to think about it too hard. I don't want to like pause to try and find the perfect word, considering I just want to keep writing even if the words aren't perfect yet. So let's see. Slow, thoughtful beats of Ghibli movies, but I want Docker monsters. And when I think of that, like a Ghibli movie that had some of those darker monsters in it, like a true like gothic or horror type genre, I think like Princess Mononoke. No, I think that's how. But times 10. I don't know if you guys heard earlier, I actually can't type out certain numbers because I guess I have a hotkey for my model. From Cryptid, the little blue model here, she has a hotkey where if I press certain numbers, she actually defaults watched the original version, so I'll try to be spelling out numbers instead of typing in the numbers if I can remember it. But that's really the only like little shortcut I have to do. So let's see here. So that's gonna be the vibe I want. Things I don't know yet. But future me will. Okay, things I don't know yet, but future me will have to figure out eventually, right? There's gonna be a lot of work you leave to future you. I don't want you guys to stress about that. Writing is a lot of doing whatever current you wants to do, and future you's gonna have to clean it up. And every single draft is just future you doing more and more work that past you messed up. And that's okay, that's part of the writing process. Let me see if I can get... There we go. Okay, my model wasn't acting right. There we go. I'm moving around a bit more now. Okay. So... I don't know if this is for a normal book, or if I'm writing a screenplay for something. Like a movie. Or animated short. We'll have to determine leader. Book. I'll also say or short story. It depends on how much I don't want to drag out a story to make it longer if it doesn't need to be. So some things are just made to be a short story. They're not physically as long. They don't have as many subplots involved. But you know, so we'll kind of vibe. We'll do a little drafting session here. We'll kind of figure out what I want to do, and we'll see what this is leaning towards as far as what final format it will have. So I like the idea of, let's say, I like the idea of I like in Princess Mononoke how there's that opening scene of the main protagonist, and there's a monster in the woods. It's not quite a monster. It's a giant creature that's been contaminated, right? And then later on he gets that contamination. He gets that curse, is what I think they call it. So it ends up not being like a normal monster, but I like that shot of it. It's this almost idyllic little village, but there's something in the woods. There's something there. So I'm gonna have that starting idea, but I'm obviously doing it different. I want at first glance, a happy family. I'm thinking maybe sibling sisters in a happy meadow, right? Like we're going for that what looks like an idyllic version at first. I'm gonna put like ideas like it's a picnic, they're hanging out. But I want that creepy, there's something in the woods on the very edge, like we as the viewers can see it. Something fun. Very harmless vibes. But there's something there. Monster, beast. IDK, something bad. At the forest edge, looking at them. And I don't feel the need to be too stressed out about nailing down exactly what it is at the beginning, because that sometimes you figure out more as you go. Like by the end of it, then you realize, oh, this is what I needed in the beginning. Is my model not interactive? Let's see if I can fix the camera a bit more. Okay. Oh, I think whenever I'm looking down at my keyboard too long, she gets a little stuck. But okay, I'll just have to remember to look up a bit more. That's fine. So, I want that monster. It's looking at these siblings or these two sisters, and at first, the viewer is supposed to believe like, oh, this is something bad looking at them. These are harmless girls. But I'm thinking instead it actually turns out like one of the sisters is gonna be evil. She's gonna be drawn to this monster, right? She is it, but she's calling it. She's willing to sacrifice the other sister, the younger sister. Like, she wants whatever this bad entity is at the edge of the forest. She wants to cultivate that. She likes that. It will give her power. It's going to give her immortality. It's going to give her something. But we as the viewer in the beginning don't realize that. We just see these two harmless little girls hanging out in the clearing, in the meadow, and it's going to be revealed later. That's what I think. And I think the mother or someone from the village will notice the monster or the beast or whatever it will end up being, and will scare it away and try and rescue the girls. We don't see the older girl's face. Okay, so we have these vibes. So then we had to think of, okay, there is something here with the monster. There's something that this girl wants. Mortality, dark magic. Okay, so this is what she wants. Ask for a sacrifice. So we have this idea: the monster will always ask for a sacrifice of something important. If I can type properly today, oh my goodness. That no one good will ever give up. So this is the idea, like, that there's this monster with power. So the other villagers don't want to deal with this evil entity because whatever power or whatever thing it will give you, it has too great of a sacrifice, right? So that kind of sells our plot point of why don't the other villagers get power, get magic from this dark creature? It has a great sacrifice. In this case, because it's two sisters, and we're supposed to believe that they're both harmless, right? They're both innocent. I'm thinking the older sister, she actually has to sacrifice the younger sister. If I can type today, oh my goodness. Right, and so that's why it's the opening shot of both sisters. We don't realize it at the time. We think both of them are just being saved from the monster, but secretly, the older sister now wants to kill the younger sister to this beast. Okay, so that is the older sister's goal here. So that is the motivation. That's why the villagers won't do anything. I'm thinking there will be a secondary character or plot line, right? Because we have this idyllic, like, fantasy setting. Some fantasy setting. I think it will be generic male protagonist, hero, savior type character. Okay, so he wants to come into the village to defeat the monster. And I think the story will shift between the two perspectives. The older sister So the story will shift between the two perspectives of the hero and the older sister, who believe is we still think in the beginning she's good and she needs rescuing. And I believe they're happening at the same time. At different times. When the hero arrives at the clearing from the opening scene, okay, so in the end, that opening shot of the sisters, it actually ends with the twist is going to be, hey, the older sister already made the pact with the evil entity, so he's actually here to kill her because she already has the powers of whatever the thing is. So that is the general gist. So now below, we're going to start focusing more. We're going to start fleshing this out. Make it make a little bit more sense. Make it flow a bit better. Figure out any plot holes. Try to make it a bit more compelling. I'm just going to put, once again, with feeling. But that's really all you need. As you saw, like, I spaced everything out. I wrote more things than I needed to. But the general gist of everything was less than a page. If I had taken away some extra words, if I didn't have the cryptid ride-along stuff, if I didn't have all that, it would be less than a page of this, just to get, what do I want to write? What do I have? What's the vibes in my head? What are some themes I want to cover? What's the big overall thought in my head? Right? And you can do even less than that. You could just have a sentence or two, but this was just me getting, like, what are these scenes in my head? What am I going to be writing about? So seeing all of this, I actually do think, rather than a physical book you're reading or a physical short story you're reading, I think this would be better as a screenplay. So I think I'm gonna currently focus on that with this. I'm gonna try and get that down. I'm gonna get the scenes down. And if it ends up towards the end, like there's some extra twists we work in, there's something like that, then I'll just pivot, right? In another draft, I'll switch it to a short story, or I'll switch it to a play, I'll switch it to a book. Whatever the muse takes me in, I can always adapt later. But for now, I think we're gonna follow the idea of the, basically the script for a short animated thing. I'm gonna do this as entitled script for an animated short. Right, that is it. And I think some people get really focused that they need to have everything already thought out. They already need the perfect title figured out before they start. And that just really holds you back. Instead, you'll figure things out along the way. As you do it, you'll come up with more ideas, and that will change everything. If you have to have everything perfect and already plotted out in your head before you start, you're gonna be waiting around for forever. It takes way too much. It's not good for you. It's not good for your brain. It's not good for your writing career. It's not good for any of that. So instead, we're just gonna do an untitled script, and I'm not gonna worry about that. By the time this is done or midway through, I'll already have ideas for what to call it. But for now, we're just gonna keep going on ahead. So I think we already have my original idea was the establishing shot. So that works out pretty well for me. But if you didn't, you could always brainstorm establishing shots too. Like you can, which if it wasn't a script, it would be your opening paragraph, your opening scene. I'll keep it as opening scene because that works with stories and everything else too. So that way you don't have to worry about the fact that this is a script rather than a full short story instead. So let's do our opening scene here is going to be the meadow scene with the two sisters. One older, I'm going to say young adult, and one much younger. I'm going to put 10 years old. That's a pretty good... It's not too old yet, where it's like, oh no, like, how old is she? Is she a high schooler? Is she a teenager? But it's not a baby. Sometimes working with babies always gets really hard in stories if you want them to be acting characters with agency. If you have a baby, like an infant in a script, it's normally more for emotional pull. You don't really want them acting or doing too many things. More people are acting and doing things to them, like mothers taking care of babies or being rescued or stuff like that, but you don't really have babies with agency in a plot. So that's why I typically like making them a bit older. 10 years is pretty good. They're still a kid, but they have agency. They can do things. They can say things. They can go on adventures. They can have opinions about stuff. That's a pretty good. Babies are more props than people until they can talk. Yeah. That's a really big component for stories. If you have a baby, it's more for an emotional pull. It's for that prop. It's for prop convenience. It's for story convenience. But they're not going to be a character with agency. So that's why if you need it as a character, I do recommend aging them up. But if you need them as a prop, then a baby's perfectly good. Especially in a horror, if you're writing spooky stuff, babies are spooky. Oh my god. So let's see here. So we're gonna have the younger sister be 10 years old, because that lets her move around and stuff. But I'm gonna say at the edge of the clearing is the woods. The monster, whatever form it takes, is gonna be peering out of the woods in the shadows at them. Can't leave the forest edge. Now, do I know exactly why it can't leave the forest edge yet? Not yet. It's for plot. I need it to not be actively walking around the village, because otherwise everyone and their mother can interact with this monster. I want it stuck to the forest. So later on, I might even make a note to myself here, right? Make a note. Why can't the monster leave? And I'll have to come up with plot reasons why this monster is stuck in the forest and why this village is... Why is the village here? Why didn't they... Oh no, hey wait, I didn't want this. Get out of here. Okay, there we go, we're back. I think it's because I did the too many asterisks. I wanted to do something there. So anyway, I have to make a note. Why can't the monster leave the forest? And why are the villagers staying near this creepy forest that has a monster in it? Both of those things will have to come up in a second draft. Why is this all happening? And I think overall this narration, I think I want a narrator. And it's going to be an older woman Why do the sisters have such a big gap between them? Do they maybe have more siblings that are in the village or died young? Maybe. Maybe the other siblings also got sacrificed to this monster. Everyone wants dark powers from this monster, you know what I mean? Like, hey, if all you need, you just choose your least favorite sibling of the day. If you have several siblings, you don't like all of them. I'm just saying, that's just a statistical fact. If you have 7 siblings, not all of them are your favorite sibling. But maybe a monster with dark powers is your favorite offer, and you just need to get rid of the least favorite sibling. Too tempting? Yeah. So I think there's gonna be a narrator here. It's gonna be an old woman. And since this is Ghibli vibes, but a little darker, I think she's gonna have a creepy old woman voice, right? Right, there we go. Just whenever you have like a creepy old woman narrating, you're always like, is this the bad character? Is she bad? Is she the evil one here? I don't know. So it's gonna be an old woman, creepy old woman voice. And she's gonna be describing the problem with the monster in the woods. And then we're gonna change scenes, because this might be really short animated thing. We're gonna change scenes and we're gonna see the hero. Walking with the old woman. And he's gonna be walking slowly. That's why this is why it's gonna take a little while. He's gonna be walking slowly. Because of the old woman. She's slowing him down. And having the conversation about the beast. That it will give you dark powers, but at a great sacrifice. Right? We're gonna be sacrificing all the siblings in this village, right? Any sibling that pisses you off, it goes to the beast, and you can get dark powers. Something no good person. It's gonna be oh my god, the basically the Voldemort logic in Harry Potter, that he can have immortality. From the Horcruxes. But no one else is. Because whatever the spell is horrible. Okay, so that's gonna be the logic here. There's this great beast. It has all the evil powers. It can give anyone the evil powers, but the sacrifice, the deal it makes is too horrible. Nobody would do it. Nobody, when they see the deal, would be like, oh yeah, that's a great deal. So that woman's gonna be explaining that to the hero. We'll change scenes again. And it's gonna be back to the 2 girls at the meadow. And we're only going to be looking behind the older sibling, because if we see the older sibling's face, we'll realize, oh yeah, she's evil, right? She's looking at that monster, she's looking at the dark powers, and she's like, yeah, I want dark powers. That's what I want. I want to kill everyone in this village. So we're only going to be seeing over the older sister's shoulder. Okay. So somebody... Let's do maybe the mom again. I haven't thought of a better character besides their mother. Unnamed mother. Oh my goodness. There we go. Unnamed mother. Sees the threat. And pulls the girls away. Right, that's what's going to be happening here. She's going to pull the 2 girls away from this monster. The monster looks like it is still looking at the girls until the men from the village arrive. And there has to be something here that drives the beast away. We know it can't leave, but something has to cast the beast away. It could be light, because it's staying in the shadows of the forest. They have light, fire, magic charms, some device here that keeps the creature away. Right? But they can't be using fire, right? They can't burn down the whole forest. That'd be crazy. They'll burn themselves down. Are my eyes going wonky everywhere? Let's see that. How are we doing here? Okay, I'm moving. My model's tracking. We're good. So that's gonna drive the creature away. I think to make it continuous between the hero talking with the old woman and the girls in their meadow, right? It has to be, because it's happening at different times, but the viewers don't know that yet, right? We don't know that little twist coming up. So I'm gonna make a note here. The lighting of the time of day. Has to be consistent. That way we can trick the viewers into thinking this is all happening on the same day, even though it's actually like a lot of time has passed between these two scenes. Same time. Okay. So now we made that note. I'll go back and edit. Editing is next month, but editing, you go back and you actually will make everything more cohesive. You'll make everything come together in a way that flows better. But a rough draft. Again, no worries. It's stress-free. We are just getting our thoughts down onto the page. So we're gonna go down here. I'm gonna make that note in the middle of my scenes. And our last scene was the girls being rescued. So I'm gonna say, you don't see the older sister's face, but she is still facing the direction of the monster while the men chase it off. So we've had a scene, our opening scene. We have our narrator, who's the old woman, talking with the hero who's arriving. So I think we're going to change scene back to the hero. And he is coming up the hill, right? I guess we're going to make it so there's a hill. You have to get a hill up to this clearing. And he's passing by all the villagers. If I can spell villagers. Hold on. Maybe. I said I'm going to write a story. I didn't say I was going to write it perfectly grammatically correct the first time. So he's climbing up the steps to the hill, passing by all the villagers. So we're seeing the people going about their lives in their shops. And I think that has to do a lot with, again, this is a little bit Studio Ghibli inspired, but horror. So I want there to be those slow beats of everyday life. Because Studio Ghibli does that a lot. They show the slow beats of making the food, of traveling, of getting in the car and going someplace, of people living their everyday lives. They romanticize the everyday aspects of life, and I think that's what makes it really captivating. And I want to do that same thing, but in a horror setting. I want to show all these people in a village that has a monster outside it, and they're still making bread. They're still opening shops. They're still tanning leather and going about stuff. So I think this will be a good place to show those slow beats. Inspiration. Let's see. people in their shops, in their and taking care of kids, right? And then I'll make a note here, if we're seeing kids in the village as he's going by, we do not see the two girls or the mother in these scenes, right? Because they're having different stuff happening to them. I'm gonna say the old woman narrator still talking, and she's gonna be explaining how the monster has affected them. Inspected them, how long it's been here. And I'm gonna check back. Normally I don't recommend looking back at what you wrote, but I just want to see, what did I have her saying? She's gonna be describing the problem with the monster in the woods. That's what I had in her opening scene. I think in this scene here, she's actually gonna mention that there's a deal, right? There's this dark deal you can do with the monster. But it comes at great sacrifice. Okay, so that's where it's going to be mentioned to the viewers, right? Because when you're showing things, if this isn't a novel where we can write things out, if this is a script, didn't she already explain the dark deal to the night hero? When I look at my notes here, she's going to be describing the problem with the monster in the woods. So she's going to be saying like, oh yeah, there's a monster here. It's been terrorizing us. It wants to eat people. It's going to do all these horrible monster things. It says bad things about you from the forest. It critiques your clothes. Let's see. Just below that in the next scene. Okay, you're right. That will give you dark powers, but at a great sacrifice. See, this is why editing is the next phase. First you have to write stuff out, then you have to edit it. So, okay, well, we can go back here. Normally, I wouldn't recommend editing as you go, but since we did catch that, or well, you caught that. Thank you, chat. Since we caught that, we're gonna get rid of that. And what can she say instead while she's still here chatting with the hero? We can say, I still want her to mention how long it's been here, because I think that's gonna be a plot consistency otherwise. If it's always been here, then why was the village made here? Keeping track of what you've already mentioned isn't the same as editing. Oh no, if you have developmental edits, if you have early edits, like there are crazy things you catch in edits. And I'll be doing that in December. If I'm doing a writing challenge all of this month, I'd like to do an editing challenge in December where it's going through like the most nitty-gritty of all. So we're going to go through everything from developmental editing to copy and line editing, and going through everything that happens. Plot editing, like, hey, you had 3 characters in the beginning. Why are there only 2 at the end? Why did you switch names? What happened here? Like, there are really base edits that some authors do. And sometimes if they try to do it from the start, it just keeps them from writing, right? They'll just be stuck at the same paragraphs, going over and over and over what they already wrote to make sure it makes sense. When making sure everything makes sense is developmental editing. That's when you're just looking at the plot, when you're looking at your characters, and being like, hey, what actually happened in the story? Does it make sense? So, we have our old woman narrator. She's explaining how long it's been here. Because if the monster has always been here, then there's no reason for the village to have been made here. So I think the monster has to come later. So if the monster was always there, they never would have made a village next to it. So the monster had to have come later. Right, that's a good note for me to have later when I am doing those edits, when I am trying to brainstorm, okay, these are plot holes. How do I fix that plot hole? Wait, how does this make sense? in the realm of this story, because you have fantasy, right? This is fantasy. You have some fantasy settings where it's okay, this unbelievable thing happens, like this doesn't make any sense, but when you're immersed in that world, there's enough world building that it justifies what happens. So here we have this world where there are monsters that exist. We have villages next to those monsters. Now we had to justify why would a village continue to exist? Why wouldn't they all leave and move when there's a monster next door? So monster has to have come later. We'll figure out that plot hole when we get there. And let's see. I want her to explain how long it's been there. And I think I'm going to have the hero talk, because he hasn't talked yet. We've only seen him. So the hero's going to talk. He might... general ideas for questions. We'll figure out the exact words he says later. I'm not too worried about it now. General ideas for questions. Like what is the monster? I've been very generic about it so far. We as the viewer would see it, but they might have a specific word for it. It might have a name. It might be a demon, if demons exist in this world. It might have been another person who had dark magic. Right? He's going to be asking questions about it, because he's here to slay it, right? And as he's looking around at the everyday life, at the shops, right, he might, let's see. What have we here? I'm just going to say, I'm going to keep it generic because it's making me pause, and I don't want to pause. I just want to get the words down, right? So he might have a further back and forth convo with the woman. Right? And I'm just going to leave it at that for now, because we don't need to get it perfect for this rough draft. This isn't even a first draft, it's the rough draft. We're just getting ideas on the page. I think we'll have a scene change because they've been talking for a while. Back to the girls. And I think this will be a little bit different. We're going to be seeing maybe the mother dragging her away, thinking that she's keeping her safe, that she's keeping the daughter safe. Mother's dragging the daughters away. And she's leaving the clearing, right? So we know, okay, the hero is going up towards the clearing. He's going up the steps. The woman is now leaving that clearing. She's going back to the village. And I'm going to make a note here. The daughter, the older daughter, I should specify, should always be portrayed as looking at the monster. Even when she's not the focus. And is off onto the side. So that's very similar to the last scene she was in. We end it with the men in the village arriving, and they have whatever the device or the fire is that drives the monster away. I think in this scene, it's the men are actually in the woods trying to kill the monster, entering its domain. They are just leaving line of sight. And that could be, so I didn't know that in the beginning, that I was actually going to have the men enter the woods. But now that I said that, that could be a really cool... Oh, what did I do? Oh well, I'll stay like that. I'll fix it later. They're just leaving. I'm not too worried about fixing those kind of errors as they pop up. I'm actually now going to make a note when the hero's in the village, I don't want any men to be there. So it's going to, when you look back on it, you realize all the men actually died in this. When the hero is in the village, any of the men in the homes or shops, they all dies. Oh my god, they all died in this attack. Alright, so we have all the men. We have that note. Eventually we're going to have the scene. I think I'm just going to skip ahead here because I'm going back and forth a lot. It's getting me confused of what I've already covered. So I'm just going to have the general ending here. Ending scene. The hero makes it to the clearing. But the girls aren't there like before. So I'm gonna say the older sister is killed and sacrificed the younger. To get the dark magic in the contract. And now she's the new monster on the edge of the woods. There we go. The hero has really come to slay the girl. And I don't think the vibes... General thoughts. I don't think I actually want to show the hero fighting her. I think I want to end with him in the clearing with his sword, about to kill her. Like, they're going to have this epic fight. I think the story is realizing, like, oh no, that this girl we thought we were saving is actually the monster. I don't think the story is, oh, now, okay, now let the hero fight the monster. So, general thoughts. I think don't show the hero fighting her. End it beforehand, which this will work if it is a short story or a short animated clip, right? This would only be a few minutes total. So that's totally fine for this to be. End it before, but if this was a longer project, then I think we would show the fight scene. And then the other thought I have is we don't see her sacrifice the younger sister in this back and forth of the timelines, realizing that they're actually happening at different times. So we either have to have a scene where we do see the older sister sacrifice the younger sister, or the younger sister's body has to actually be in the clearing. So either show sacrifice or have proof of her corpse in the meadow, right? Where the hero's gonna be. He's gonna see the younger sister's corpse in the meadow where these two sisters were hanging out and playing and having a picnic in the beginning. Right now we're gonna see the younger sisters dead in the meadow. And the older sister, the monster, at the edge of the woods. So that is, I think, the ending scene. we're gonna go ahead and see what we have here. So the initial concept, the vibes I had, the general setting, that just what I wanted to do the gist of, that was less than a page, all things considered, because I just had the little intro here at the top. So that was less than a page. And then this initial rough pass of, hey, these are the scenes I want in this script, was about 2 pages. It's just under 2 pages. So it doesn't have to be anything crazy for a super rough draft. You're just getting your ideas on it. Once your ideas are on the page, then it's making it all better. Then it's making it all make sense. Then it's looking at all of my notes being like, hey, I need some device for the villagers to drive away the monster, whether that's fire, whether that's magic, whatever it is. Then it's realizing like, oh yeah, I don't want any of the men in the village because they already died, right? The monster already killed them trying to save the girls. And that's why when the hero's going through, he doesn't see any men in the village. They're all gone. So doing that rough pass gave me some of the answers I need, and now we'll have, let's do another pass on this. Oh no! There we go. Second pass. But yeah, I think it's okay not to be worried about getting it perfect that first try, because you have to realize all those mistakes in that initial pass. So here, now we're actually going to be a little bit more serious. We're going to try and focus. Let's see here. I'm still pretty happy with my establishing shot. When you look at it, if your opening scene is really boring, if there's not a lot happening in it, if it's not important to the characters, if it doesn't come back in any way, this would be the time when you can get rid of it, right? You're like, oh, okay, that opening shot of her going to school and then coming home and having the magic happen to her, that was boring. I don't need her going to school. Nothing happens there. This is the pass where now you fix it. Now you start a new opening shot. But for now, I'm pretty happy with the meadow scene still. So I'm still going to call it the meadow scene shot. Opening shot. 2 sisters. Younger and older. Eating and hanging out in the middle. So we can go ahead and I believe, let's see. Oh, I can actually do the word count here. So what are we at right now? For everything so far, we're at 1,050 words. So if you guys don't ever know how to keep track of your word count, this is just a Google Doc. It has stuff in here about it. Oh, can I display the word count while typing? This is exciting. Let's see. Where does it show that? I don't see it on my upper part of the screen. Oh well. That was good in theory. Maybe I'll see where they have that later. Word count. Right, let's see. No, I don't really see any update on it. Okay. I can always check later. So since this is 50,000 words in 1 month, I'll be trying to do this every day and just add to it. Oh, okay, it's down here in the bottom left. Why can't I see the bottom left? Hopefully, is that registering on... Oh, I don't think you guys can actually... Oh, my model's actually covering it. That's so silly. Maybe I can move her a little bit so you guys can see the word count. Let's see here. Oh no, it's still just out of line of view. Let's see if I can move the screen. No. Does that show it anymore? Let's see. I don't think it is. That's crazy. I don't know if I can get it in my view. I'll try to fix that for next stream to see if I can show you guys the word count as we do it. But for now, let's move my model back over here. Okay, that way she's taking up a little bit less room. And I'll get my everything back up. There we go. Oh, well, but yeah, I'm just over... See, it's showing characters now. 1,050 words for 50,000 words in 1 month. That's basically 30 days is generally what you can classify a month as. If you were to do 2,000 words a day, that's 60,000. So it's good to aim for around 2,000 words. And then if you fall short on that for a couple days, then you'll still end at your 50,000 words benchmark. So that's a pretty good thing to keep in mind. For me, we're just past 1,000, so we're going to keep going. But for this, I'm actually going to start, I think, developing the plot holes. So let's see. That's just what I want to work on right now. So the plot holes we have are, why did the monster appear outside this village? So that's one of the things we have to focus on. The other we have to focus on is, let's see here. I made some notes as we went. What exactly the monster is. Is it somebody with dark powers? Hello, hello. Hey, welcome in. I'm doing a few rough draft passes of a short animated film script. So if you want to stick around, but I'm trying to show off how your very first rough drafts are definitely rough. They don't have to be good. They don't have to make sense to anyone else. It is all good just to get all your thoughts on a page, because once they are, then you can make it better. It's really hard to make it better and perfect the first time though. So that's why we're already, hey, good time to start. I'm already showing you my plot holes. What are all the issues with this story already? So we don't know why the monster appeared outside this little village, right? This little Studio Ghibli inspired village. Why is the monster here? We also don't know what is the monster exactly. Is it a demon? Or is it someone else who did the contract and now has dark powers? Yeah. I think it's really cool. Or maybe some terrible event in the village attracted the monster. Like, like how gold attracts dragons? Yeah, have you seen all those D&D scripts where it's like, yeah, if you have too much gold, you know, it's gonna attract dragons, you know, you gotta start getting rid of it. I get that. When I write, I have a general idea of a plot. The hard part is all the little infinite details in between and character development. If you want to see the very beginning here, I have the very first page, besides the little intro, was just, okay, I have these vibes. This is the theme I want to do. This is a character I have an idea of. But it's just, you know, you just get those vibes down. Like, hey, it's okay to just to write and count it towards your word goal, as this is what I generally want to do. I don't know how it's going to work yet, right? I have no idea how this is all going to come together. But if I get the vibes down, if I get some of the characters I have down, then we can go from there. I think the really important thing is to start, because once you start, then you can improve. Then you can figure out details. Then you can figure out the next part. It's interesting to watch your process. What you call your rough draft, I call my outline. Yeah. And I think, you know, that's okay too. I happen to keep mine all together. So like my outline will be in the first few pages, and then the next few pages will then be the rough draft. But I call it all the same thing. It's all supposed to be so rough and ugly, you don't want to show anybody else. Because what happens, I've actually seen like what they call a draft, like, oh, an earlier draft of books, right? You see early drafts leaked from books or released by the authors. They're like, here's an early draft. And it's still like really similar to like a fully polished book. Like it has all the dialogue, it has all the nice word choices. It reads like a book. It's just an earlier version of it. And I think that can be really discouraging to people, where they're like, oh, I have to do my first draft and it has to read like a fully fledged book, right? It has to be perfect. It has to all be the right word choices, has to be all this. And so many authors do not finish their story because they can't do a fully final draft as their first draft, you know? It's okay to have complete shit. This is all complete shit here. You pointed out like, hey, I had a plot hole. You already mentioned that scene earlier. And that's okay. It's okay to have complete shit here, because then you can make it better. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm behind on chat now. I was just blabbing. Maybe there's a monster attracted to joy and it feeds on the misery of the joyful. Hope you don't mind my 2 cents. No, this is all good. Throw out ideas. Talk about what you're writing. Talk about what you don't like. Talk about what you do. It's all good. You said a Studio Ghibli inspired short film. Yeah, the idea was, I love the slow pacing of Studio Ghibli films, how they show, you know, baking the bread and then eating the food and going on the hitchhiking and taking those few steps down a road. He has very slow beats and it romanticizes everyday life, and I really like that. But I also wanted it to be a horror story, so there's this hero walking through the village about to slay this monster while the old lady narrates it, right? She's describing what the problem is. And he's seeing, you know, the people in their homes and them working their shops and tanning leather and doing everything in an everyday village life. As he's hearing like, okay, yeah, he's gotta defeat this monster. He's gotta make it so that way everyone here is still safe to live in it. And then it turns out, oh no! The monster is one of the little girls from the beginning, right? She's this little teenage girl. She killed her younger sister to get dark powers. And that's who he actually has to defeat. That's the monster at the end. So that's a monster that is attracted to joy. Just wants to make everybody miserable. So we can do that. We can do a monster that is not human, but mindlessly wants to eat or destroy joy and happiness. And I kind of put that like, that's kind of demon-like, that's demon adjacent. I think it's, yeah, okay. Hey, I spelled adjacent right. And even if you don't, like, you know, there's gonna be like little errors and stuff here. I'm gonna write the twice. You're gonna have spelling errors. I want it, unless it makes it harder for you to understand your notes later, I wouldn't worry about correcting anything, because again, like, the point is to just keep writing. The point isn't to make it viewable for somebody else. I'm making it viewable here and then later on YouTube because I'm showing off how ugly it could be, how little sense it can make. But for anyone just writing along and writing your own stories for November, for National Novel Writing Month, it's okay to keep all your ugly words to yourself. I'm like OCD about my notes. Oh no! Well, you know, you can just write a little note up here. I wrote Cryptid right along, but you can write ugly notes, okay? And then when you're actually ready for your pretty notes, for everything organized, for all the thoughts to come together, that's an entire new document. You can keep them separate. This is where the ugly shit goes. And then when you have all your pretty stuff done, just delete it. I never delete anything, but hey, you could delete it. Oh shit, it is NaNoWriMo, huh? Yeah! You're in a writing site, and it's November 1st. You forgot? That's so funny. My notes are so messy. My physical notes are really messy. This is kind of when it's a digital note. It's the really only time I let myself be messy. And then my neater notes will be in a separate document. You're doing it for the first time this year? That's so exciting. Congrats. I usually do Alt-Shift-5 for strike-throughs. Like I said, I'm not even processing it. I'm not worried. This is supposed to be ugly. The more strike-throughs and writing errors there are and a Google Doc yelling at me, that means I'm doing everything exactly right for an ugly document. This is supposed to be. I can write whatever I want. I can write a keyboard smash. It's all good. Sometimes when I don't even know what to write next, I'll just keep writing. Like, I don't know what to write next. Sometimes when I don't have names for characters, I'll actually, if they really piss me off, I'll be like, oh yeah, bastard character A isn't doing what I want. He doesn't make any sense. Why is he here? I'm just gonna kill him off in the next scene. You know, F this guy. And that is totally okay to write in my notes, right? Just kill the whole village at the end. I don't care about it. Blah. And that is, my digital notes and physical notes are similar. Oh, I could never. I love being able to backspace things later. I love being able to fix it and make it pretty later. But yeah, to ease everything up, this is the ugly document. And then later on, when you actually want, like, oh yeah, this is serious. Now I worked out all my brain farts. I worked out all my stupid shit. Now you can have a new pretty document, and that's gonna have all your good ideas. And when you're a famous author or a famous scriptwriter and everyone asks you like, oh, what do your early drafts look like? You can just pull out your pretty document. You never had to show them your rough draft. You never had to show them your outline. Never. I forgot NaNoWriMo was a thing. I've been in a spiral and can't seem to be happy with my writing. Oh no! So I haven't written anything for myself that wasn't college related. I feel ya. I was still doing NaNoWriMo a bit in late high school. Then I stopped for high school and college. You know, I had a lot of depression and a lot of stress during college. I was working multiple jobs. I was doing college. I was doing all this stuff. I couldn't write anything. And I stopped for a while, you know, and I've still been thinking of ideas sometimes, but, you know, running your own business, it takes up a lot. I haven't really sat down and written anything in a while. And I was like, you know what? You know, I keep worrying about actually making something good. Why don't I write shit? And I'll write shit here on a live stream so other people feel comfortable writing shit. So I would encourage you, if you're willing to listen to a random blue anime girl on a Twitch stream, that it's okay if you write shit. It's okay if you write stuff and you're not happy with it, because I hope your brain is happier for having had the exercise. I was always too overwhelmed by schoolwork in November to do NaNoWriMo, but I finally graduated, so this is the year. That's so exciting! I did it for 8th grade, but that's because my teacher made it a challenge for my class. Yeah, I heard some people, when NaNoWriMo was big, they would do it for their English and writing classes. My classes never did that. Mine weren't cool enough. They were too busy making us depressed. We didn't have fun challenges like that. But I only had to do it in my free time, and that was hard. That was rough, man. So, okay, so see, I wrote all this word vomit. I wrote all this stuff that's not going to actually make sense here. So I'm just gonna read, like, ignore, maybe. Or maybe do kill them. See, this is supposed to be stress-free. Writing is a good way to procrastinate assignments. Yeah, if you're trying to, I was so flooded with work in college. I had the writing stuff for college. I was I actually have a degree now in costuming and sewing, so there was always late night sewing, so I couldn't do a lot of late night writing. I was late night sewing for all of that. So I had college, I had 2 jobs. At one point I was gonna do a 3rd job, and they were both like, you know, minimum wage or just above minimum wage. Like, it was rough. I was living in my first apartments with my partner at the time, and living away from home and doing all this stuff, and money was always an issue. Oh my goodness. So I was always working more. I was always trying to have side hustles. You're into historical costuming. Oh, that's so exciting. Yes. So I'm Cryptid. I do some historical costuming. I like fantasy historical costuming, but I do 18th century, which my parents make fun of me for, Mama and Papa Cryptid, because they say it's late period. 18th century is too late. It's too recent. They do 14th and 15th century. I think maybe 16th, but that's late period. They do 14th and 15th century historical costuming. And they even do historical reenactments. So it's really cool. My primary care doctor told me I need a massage for my migraine. Thought it was a stress-related migraine because of my brain, and nope, my muscles are just you know, they're actually sometimes really correlated. I realized my back always hurt a lot, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just old and feeble now that I'm nearing 30, you know, like that just happens. You know, my body's breaking down. It's fine. That just happens. It turns out whenever I'm stressed, my back, I store all of my stress in my back muscles. So it's stress and it's the muscles. Your muscles physically carry the weight of stress sometimes. That was crazy for me. It hurt so bad. So every time we have an in-person convention I have to vend at, the night before and a few nights after, I can't do anything with my back because there's so much stress in it. That's where I carry it all. Who knew? But anyway, so let's focus here. So that I have some plot holes here. So why did the monster appear outside the village? What is the monster exactly? So if we go with the idea, right, this monster is maybe a demon. And I write that if we go with this idea, because it's totally fine if you get halfway down with the plot, if you get halfway through a story and you realize, like, oh wait, I actually don't like that idea anymore. I want it to be a dark magic user, right? I want to go back. It's totally okay to go through all this, write a few pages of it, and then be like, nope, and then just write a new page where it's like, ignoring all that, right? Like, I even put ignore right here, right? Ignore all this. We're gonna go with he's a magic user instead, right? He's a dark wizard. It is so okay to do that. It's okay to just ignore what you wrote previously, write something new, write something else instead. She pressed down on and she said, oh yeah, that's not good. Oh, that's the worst thing you want to hear from a massage therapist. Oh no. Just looks at your body, looks at your bones, goes, oh, that's not good. That's not good. My husband gets medical massages for chronic pain. He says it really helps. Yeah, see, like taking care of those muscles helps the stress and the pain. And then taking care of the stress and the pain helps your muscles. They're both connected. It's crazy. And then also, if you're watching me on the computer, make sure you have good back posture right now. Don't hurt your neck. That actually really helps with the VTuber model. I had to keep reminding myself to look up a little bit, have my neck up, which is really good for me. So that way it has the facial tracking. That was my primary care. Oh no! Just your general primary care doctor just looking at you be like, oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's so funny. Oh no. Yeah, I think I had a medical massage thing one time. It was after a car accident. I was a passenger in a car accident. And I had, my body was aching and really sore. So they're like, oh, okay, like you go to this medical massage thing. You'll get the physical therapy for it, and we'll see if you feel better afterwards. So I'm like, okay. I did that. It was only, like a 10-minute walk away from one of the college campuses. So I took a bus there. I walked the 10 minutes over there, right, in pain. You know, I didn't feel good. I did all that. They did the massage stuff. And then they were like, okay, like see us back again in a week or two if you want to keep doing this. And I'm like, okay. I got up. It was like uncomfy, right? I hadn't had a massage before. It was just uncomfortable. I wasn't used to it. I then left, and oh my god, I almost collapsed. Right on the sidewalk outside the campus, right? Just in general, in public, I almost collapsed because they all this like pressure rose to my head. Everything made me dizzy. I like almost fainted right there. I had to like close my eyes and like meander like slowly. It took like 20 minutes instead of a 10-minute walk. It was 20 minutes back to college campus. I almost collapsed on the steps. I eventually got into the bus back home. I had to be on call with my family. That way, like, hey, if I pass out here, like, I had to be on call with somebody to make sure I don't pass out in a bus, in a public bus. It was so bad. So yeah, if you're ever in a car accident and you need a massage afterwards, I would strongly suggest taking a close relative or a trusted person with you, because you will not feel good afterwards. Doctor's known for birth. You're 18, you shouldn't be this stressed. Well, you know me, I never do anything half-assed. Yep. Most problems in my life are not that bad, but oh my goodness, if my anxiety doesn't make me think it's the end of the world all the time. Every single day, every waking hour. I even have a night terror, so even my sleep, even when I'm sleeping, I'm battling my demons. Don't you worry. I'm stressed 24/7. I'm so sorry your body hurts that much, though. I hope it's starting to get better. So if we go with this idea, maybe a demon, a light creature, right? Because I don't want to say anything for certainty, because I don't quite know yet. I don't know if it's exactly a demon. So it'd be like it's a demon light creature, right? We'll keep things loose. We'll keep things going. So the demon-like creature, he wants to make these devil-like contracts. He wants to make these deals. That's why the older sister has to kill the younger sister, because it's something not everybody would do. Otherwise, everyone would get magic, right? Everyone would go to the demon-like creature and be like, "Hey, I'll give you $5 if you give me power." So it has to be a creature who wants to use dark deals to get sacrifices. I thought I was... You thought you were a laid-back person? Nah, it happens. Some of the most laid-back people I know, in their head, they're screaming all the time. They're stressed out. That's what's happening with me. I'm stressed out all the time. So this demon, he wants sacrifices. Maybe we'll even have a detail. He can't physically kill anyone. They had to be sacrificed for him, right? There's some dark entity magic stuff. He has to have sacrifices. That's why he's always trying to do these dark magic deals. He wants people sacrificed in his name. That's how he gets stronger. That's how he gets power. So yeah. I'll even hold that, because why not? What's the other plot hole I have here? So if it's a demon, why did he then appear outside the village? We could do something like he's attracted to certain type of people, certain magic users. There are some days, go into my truck, slam the door, just yell. Not scream, just yell. Oh no, oh baby. Yeah, you're not. I don't know how to break it to you. I don't know if you want a diagnosis from a blue anime girl with demon horns on Twitch, on a live Twitch channel, but that sounds like you're not as relaxed as you thought you were. I don't know why you thought you were. That's really stressful, my dude. But hey, if the yelling helps, if the screaming helps, I'm glad for you. That's a really good exercise for you. That's good. I'd lose my voice. I've actually lost a little bit of my voice today. I was attending a con earlier as a guest. That hasn't happened in years. I'm always vending at them. But that meant I talked to a lot of people. So it's rough. So why did he appear outside the village? Hey, I'm using wrong things. Let's see. Let's say he's drawn by certain types of, let's say, evil magic beings, right? And it's hinting at the older sister being evil. Clinical anxiety, among other things. I just thought I had it on wraps. It's okay. I won't give you too much shit. Lord knows. Lord knows I have anxiety too. That's what makes it really great. If you ever, have anxiety about live streaming or something like that, hey, get an anime girl avatar. It's really helped. I feel a lot better about being on stream now. Apparently college makes it worse. Yep. That's an understatement. High school was pretty bad too. I think I would have done better in college, and a lot of people would do better in college if there wasn't the money stress. Because for me, a lot of my stress came from the money. As far as the classes, they were easier than high school. I took a lot of advanced classes. I was in AP classes, so I was getting college credit all the way since a freshman in high school. It was really stressful. So I think just the classes would have been better. Oh, am I not registering? There we go. So I think the classes would have been better, but money, when you're stressed about like living on your own and getting food and paying rent, that's a lot, man. You have someone working on a VTuber model for you? That's gonna be so exciting. I really like it. This was a customizable model, so this isn't like a custom made for us model. It's just like one a lot of people can buy and you can customize it. In the future, so this is Cryptid. She's our blue little Cryptid. She is your favorite local Cryptid, right? She is everywhere now that she's on the internet. But I want to eventually have a custom model, and she's gonna have the deer horns to be a not a deer Cryptid. And every Halloween, I'd like her to dress up as a different Cryptid, like Mothman or the Loch Ness Monster, so she has like a Halloween costume. I think that would be cute. Do you know what kind of things you want for your VTuber model yet? But see, I can't talk. Who needs talking? He's drawn by certain types of evil. Okay. Let's see. So maybe he's like a familiar instead. But like a demonic familiar. Oh yeah, he's in development right now. It's really fun making. It's kind of a little bit like writing. It's writing and plotting adjacent, kind of figure out what your online avatar is. It's really fun. When we do get big enough where I can get a custom model, I have so many thoughts for where Cryptid's gonna go. It will be really exciting. I hope you're enjoying the process of making your own too. It's a good place to be in when you haven't spent all the money on everything yet. Before all that happens, it's really good. He has lore? Oh, see, you should be writing all this down for NaNoWriMo. Then you'd be good. You'd be good, man. Oh. You could be writing your own animated script for them. You've already thought about what version 2 is gonna look like. Oh no! See, that's what happens. See, it's addicting. When you start getting one model, then you just want all the new upgrades. You want all the new stuff. And then you have to think of like, oh, I want this background. I want this custom chat box. I want this in my Discord server. See, it gets really dangerous. You're on a dangerous road, my friend. Summoned by future evil bitches and bastards. So this demon might have been summoned. Might have been here since the older sister was born. Slowly growing in power, she got older. Right, that's an idea that we can start developing, right? So then however old the sister is, because we had the plot like, oh, how long has the demon been here? That was one of our earlier plot holes. It's been here since the older sister. It was made or created by her. So his name is Darkonis. Okay, so I see it's like a, because you have it in your streaming title too. Okay, he's an amnesiac dragon cyberpunk android from an alternate dimension. He doesn't know who he was or how he got to this dimension. Oh my goodness, that sounds so cool. So it's dragon cyberpunk android. So an android cyberpunk dragon. Okay. Is he streaming in order to figure out anyone who recognizes him? Anyone who knows why he's here? Right? Is it gonna be part of his lore? Like, oh, okay, like yeah, I gotta stream to find my people. I gotta stream to find more people like me. I gotta get my name out there. Anyone who knows about me, my dragon face, like, hey, hit me up. Find out where I came from. That can be cool. If you ever do collabs with people from other, like their VTubers or from other dimensions, you could be like, hey, do I look familiar? Do you recognize me? Do you recognize any other cyberpunk dragons? So let's see here. So now that we have this earlier idea, that the older sister created the monster, now we had to figure out, okay, how does it get power? If it's been getting power and slowly growing all these years, then why does it need sacrifice, right? Like, we can't have two contradicting things of, oh, it gets powers from sacrifice, but it also gets powers from her growing older. So we had to figure out, like, which one are we leaning towards? Which one is it going to be? Excuse me 1 second, I got a cough. Hopefully that wasn't too loud in the mic. I turned away. No, it's mostly like data entry. Oh, so he's looking for data entry stuff to figure out his past? That could be a cool thing. Are you going to be streaming data entry stuff or games? What are you going to be working on? What's going to be your niche? Started this because my partner is making a VTubing agency? Oh, wow. He's at a cave. Oh, okay, I get you. Yeah, yeah, that's good. Thank you for being respectful and for thinking about that. I don't know if there's private messaging. I'm still really new to Twitch, but if there's private messaging, you could always like message me about it and we can chat about that. But yeah, thank you for keeping the chat advertisement free. I appreciate that. Okay, so we have this idea: the older sister created the monster in the woods. The monster grew in power as she got older. So the village wouldn't have recognized it the first few years because she was a baby. That's not very powerful yet. Since she was a baby. I have a Discord. Yeah, if you want to whisper me on Twitch, I don't know if I have a Discord yet. Jeez. There's a lot of things for a cryptid. I know I have the Instagrams, I have the Tumblrs, I have the TikToks. It's mostly for our business stuff. But yeah, if there's any other social media site you want to reach us out on, we're all there under Cryptid Roots. But yeah, if you want to whisper on Twitch, that's all fine too. Then I had to realize where I had to look in my thing. Where do I see all the whispers? See, I'm still very new to all this, but it's been really fun so far. I highly encourage anyone who was thinking of making that leap into being a VTuber. I really like it. It's pretty stress-free. It's a lot less anxiety-inducing. I have a lot of fun on here. The village wouldn't realize the monster was here because she's a baby and not very powerful. So, okay, so the monster's gonna grow with her age. And maybe then the sacrifice is her coming into her dark powers. As a spooky witch. There you go. She's an evil spooky witch. I've got my word count for today, so I'm off to bed. Lovely writing with you. I'm so happy for you. Have a wonderful rest. Feel so proud of yourself. I'm so glad you were able to do that. Have a good night, and I'll be streaming every day at various late night hours, so if you want to join us again tomorrow, that's great. But otherwise, I hope you had a wonderful writing session. Thanks for hanging out with us. That's so great. Is her coming into her dark powers as a spooky witch. She can't get access to her evil magic unless she sacrifices something. In this case, the younger sister. What are we at? We're at 1,300 words so far. 1,322. I know my model's still blocking the word count. I'm gonna figure out how to get that all in screen for next time, because that's bothering me that you guys can't see it. Oh no. 1,322. So I think that's a really good idea. I like the fact that it's not just a regular demon, it's actually secretly her familiar, right? Her demonic familiar. This is what all the villagers are trying to protect her, but really she's the force. She summoned the monster here. She's the one who's going to sacrifice her sister. She's the one that's going to turn on the village and start killing people here. And with the dark powers, start killing the villagers. The hero there we go. So I can move the word count box. Let's see here. I can click it. If I can move it, I do not currently know how to. But I'll look at it. I'll look at it later when I'm off stream. I'll see if I can get that set up for next time. This stream is very much like a rough draft, too. It's not gonna be perfect, but as we keep going each day, I'll learn something new and make it a little bit better. What I'm honestly surprised by, what I thought would be an issue, is the background music. I thought we would already have ads playing. This is just a YouTube video of the spooky lo-fi music. And I thought we would get ads and stuff, but so far, nothing. So far, it's been pretty good. Thought you could just click and drag it. Might be. No, it's no problem. Hey, I tried it earlier. Hey, it's never a problem to try something again. It could have been something as simple as clicking and dragging it. Hey, you never know until you try it. But yeah, I'm trying it. It's not moving like that for me. There's probably some other setting I had to look at. So we know from the village perspective here, just to make sure everything's kind of working out. The older sister is born. Years later, they notice the monster. So that's why they don't connect it to her. So that's why they don't... Because otherwise the village would be like, hey, wait, there's this monster. And this girl was just born. Hey, wait, is there a connection here? They don't realize the connection because the monster's, like, noticed years later when she's a little bit older. So then, let's say, what's their dreams? Whispers dark deals to them. It said you had a setting on blocking whispers from strangers. Is your Insta the same as your Twitch? Let's see here. If it is the Cryptid Roots, let's see. Search review. Let me see if I can. It should, if you look up Cryptid Roots, I don't think it has the underscore if the Twitch has the underscore. But if you look up Cryptid Roots on Instagram and it has that little deer skull logo, that's us. If you see a lot of patches on it, that's us. I run a patch and embroidery business with my sibling Roots. Together we're Cryptid Roots. Mark always enabled do not disturb. Oh, that's so funny. I don't see a setting here. Maybe I click here. Nope. Alright, well, I'll try to get that fixed for next time in case you want to whisper me next time. I'm sorry about that. But yep, it's Instagram, it's Tumblr, it's TikTok, it's, we have an Etsy shop. You can even mess me up. Like, there's a lot of places to reach me. It's not... I handle too many things. It's already too many social medias. I probably shouldn't have added Twitch onto all of this work already, but hey, I'm ambitious. Oh, whoopsie. Where's my mouse now? I have 3 monitors now. Cryptid's not used to this many monitors. Okay, so the monster is gonna haunt their dreams and whisper, right, the dark deal to them. Right, it's gonna whisper like, hey, sacrifice your younger sibling. Hey. Alright, kill your sibling. Right, it's gonna be saying horrible stuff to all the villagers, right? But secretly... So the villagers don't move. Nice. So okay, the villagers don't move because it is spooky. Like they're hearing this dark deal, but as long as nobody follows through on this dark deal about like murdering siblings or something to gain dark power, then everyone's good. They're just like, yeah, it's spooky. When the girl murder spree, then they have to call the hero. So if we had this idea that the monster hasn't killed anybody, it's really going to be the older sister that kills people, right? Then we had to rethink our earlier plot point of the monster killing all the men in the village. Because before, the hero was going through the village and he was seeing all the townspeople in their everyday lives, but all of the men were dead because they went into the forest to try and kill the monster and they lost. So if we have this idea, we gotta rethink this. So why did all the men in the village die? So we would rewrite our scenes. The older sister has to be the one to kill the men. And that's gonna be maybe her murder spree. So I'll have to think about those two scenes. Okay. Oh, hold on. Oh, my phone's not even over here. Give me 1 second. Keep chat entertained. I'm coming back. There we go. Did you keep chat entertained? Were you good? Okay. I have my phone now. There we go. Eventually, I'll have it all set up better. I should get the Discord thing set up. I guess I wasn't expecting things to blow up as fast as they have with this VTuber model. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'll save. Because people were always telling me, oh, when you first start streaming, like when you first start live streaming, it can be months before you even get like a couple of viewers, right? And I'm like, oh, that'll be perfect. I'll have all of my scuff. I'll have all the tech issues. I'll have all these errors and stuff and figuring things out in the first few months when nobody's watching me. That'll be great. And instead, I started streaming, and I instantly started having people interact with my game demos, with watching me play Grimshire. I was getting followers. I was having chatters, and I was like, oh no, I have to learn all this stuff real quick. I can't put you on the spot like that. Hey, you're gonna be a VTuber soon. You're gonna be a VTuber. You're already working on the model. You had to entertain chat at the drop of a hat. You had to be ready. When you do a collab and the other person leaves, like, hey, that's your time to shine. I'm just saying, you gotta be ready. You gotta have like dad jokes or something ready. You can always rip those out. It's fine. So, okay, we are still rethinking some of the plot issues, so we have to figure out who's gonna kill all the men in the village. I can even put a thought. Maybe all the men in the village don't die. It's just the older sister's family. I can't say shit. I've been streaming for a while anyways. Just been on an indefinite hiatus. Oh no, well hey, I hope you can start to come back over soon. Start streaming a little bit more. I was about to say start twitching more. That's how much of a noob I am. I forgot to say, like, oh, I hope you start streaming soon. I'm like, oh yeah, Twitch live stream. I hope you start twitching soon. That's different. That's not the word. That'll be really good. So, okay, maybe all the men in the village don't have to die. It's just the older sister killing her younger sister as the sacrifice. Maybe she starts going after anyone who goes into the woods. and she becomes the forest witch. That's the type of monster she is. Oh no, your computer sucked, the Wi-Fi sucked, the mic got destroyed for the dog. Oh no. Yeah, when I was first streaming, there was so much stuff. The model wasn't working. She wasn't reacting enough to anything. So that's why I took a few weeks off for us to figure out and get a little laptop hooked up here and an extra monitor so we could keep track of stuff. You know, it happens. And that's why I definitely wanted to take that break, because I'm like, oh god, I already have people looking at what I'm doing. I thought it would be months before people noticed all the stuff that was happening. I thought I had months to work out all the errors. But no, it's been fun anyway. I deleted it already, so you guys can't see it now. But if you had been on earlier today, I did a short 30 or 40 minute demo of the Habromania demo that was out. So I just did like 34 minutes. It's a really short demo, but it's really good. And I did that demo. And then I thought I ended stream, right? I thought I clicked the end stream button. That's what I clicked on. I swear to God, I clicked it. I swear. And then I came back to set up for this stream, right? Because I was gaming earlier in the day. Now I want to do the writing. And it said it was still recording for like 3 or 4 hours. It was a 3 or 4 hour live stream and I wasn't here. That's so embarrassing. I already deleted it. I didn't want anyone looking at that. You're not allowed to see it. But if you had been on here earlier, you would have seen a 3 or 4 hour live stream of a demo and then nothing. Just my model freaking out in the corner because I wasn't here. Oh, that was before you even considered VTubing? Hi! Yeah, we're chatting a little bit. We're just talking a little bit while I have my very, very rough draft. Some people would say outlining what I'm going to be having a rough draft about. I consider it all the same thing. A rough draft is ugly, and this is a lot of ugly stuff. It's not all polished, and that's okay. The live stream is to show, hey, it's okay to have everything be nonsense, or to change your mind on something, or to realize a plot hole. And yeah, we're talking about our plot holes right now and how to fix them. I'm working on a short little script for an animated little short, right? Little animated clip. And hopefully by the end of 30 days, by the end of November, I'll have 50,000 words of this story and some other stuff. And maybe they won't be shit, because I would have worked on them. So if you have your own writing to do for National Novel Writing Month for November, outlining and not just writing blindly, inconceivable. Well, if you want to take a peek right here, what I had in the start is already so different. Like, we are going in blind. I am figuring shit out as we go. I started with general vibes here. I'm like, it should be Studio Ghibli but spooky, and there's gonna be a monster, and that's all I started with. And you are seeing the full rough transformation stream of consciousness as I figure out what to do with that. So far we have an older sister and a younger sister who are gonna be in a Studio Ghibli village, right? And there's a monster. Ghibli the girl murders everyone, sounds about right. Hey, listen, I want to make the stuff I want to see, and I love Studio Ghibli and I love spooky stuff. I think they should be combined. I think we should have Studio Ghibli murder sprees. I think that's right. I think it's what the public needs. All right. So yeah, the older sister is going to sacrifice her younger sister for dark magic, for dark powers, to this monster at the end of the forest. And there will be a hero coming in thinking he's slaying the monster, and it turns out to be that older sister, right, who sacrificed everything to get the dark powers. So we already figured out, like, hey, how long should the monster have been here? Why is there a village if there's a monster nearby in the woods? So that's a plot hole. No village would build in prime real estate next to monster territory. That's terrible thinking. And it's gonna be because the younger girl, right? This is a demonic familiar. The monster showed up when she was born. What's the hero's personality? He's gonna be the most bland, boring-ass guy. I'm gonna try and give him as few lines of dialogue as possible. He's not interested. It's gonna be this girl, right, who murders her younger sibling. She's gonna be who we're following. That's what we're here for. We're here for girl murders and hags narrating, right? There's gonna be a narrator who's an old hag, explaining everything. That's what we're here for. If you want a hero, get out of here. I don't care about him. Hero ain't shit. See, there you go. I'm even gonna write into my script right there. See, he doesn't matter. He's gonna be the most generic, bland guy. I don't care about him. Just make him Link. I think, okay, hear me. In some of the newer stuff, Link does have personality. He is feral, and I love that about him, right? He doesn't talk. He's just taking skeletons. Just make him Link now. Here. Baby boring Link. Shh, you didn't hear it from me, though. I definitely think, like, the earlier Links were more boring. I think the newer ones, he's a little feral, he's a little uncivilized, right? He's just going around doing crazy shit. I kind of like that about him. He does, even though he doesn't talk, he has some personality. You love Breath of the Wild? Yeah. I really loved, maybe this is toxic. I loved backseat gaming while my sibling played it. I like them playing it in front of me and me sitting on the couch eating food and going, yeah, go talk with that person. Yeah, go blow up that guy. Attach a rocket to that. Go beat up that Boko Goblin. It was great. If that's your gaming experience, it was fantastic. I loved it. That was some prime time TV for me. That was hours of content. I think there are even times they're like, oh, okay, I'm kind of done playing right now. I can go play something else. I can go hang out in my room. And I'm like, we have to finish this quest. Keep going. Stat. My poor sibling. My poor younger siblings probably wants the story reversed. They're like, yeah, like, switch the characters around. I don't want the younger sibling to kill the older one. Poor sibling. It's okay. They put up with my nonsense. I let them live to adulthood, and now they put up with my nonsense. It all evens out. So, alright, I had a note here. So, okay, I think we've rethought some of our plot holes here. So now we can have a general scenes again. So earlier on, we plotted out all of the basic scenes I wanted. It just took up like 1.5 pages. It wasn't anything crazy, but it was noticing what scenes I wanted and the characters and little notes I wanted to make in it. And now that we've figured out some of the plot holes that were here, now we can go back and be like, okay, second pass, what is actually gonna happen now that you realize some shit? So general scenes, I think we're still gonna have our opening scene is the meadow. Maybe I'm just still attached to it. If it ever stops serving the purpose, right? If it ever doesn't work as a good opening shot, we can always get rid of it. But for now, for this pass, I think it's still a good opening scene. Is the meadow by the woods, the two siblings, the two sisters, having a picnic, right? They're having a good old time. They're living their best Studio Ghibli life. Bobbly cheese. The monster in the woods. Okay, so we still have our establishing shot. Even with our plot changes, I think the opening shot still makes sense. This monster we now know is like a demonic familiar for the older sister, right? He's summoned to her. He's drawn by her. He's trying to get her to do this sacrifice. So, but in the beginning, the viewers, we don't know shit, right? That's just these two Studio Ghibli girls having a picnic. The monster is there. He's looming by. He's staying in the shadows. But focused on them. What are the personalities of the sisters again? Well, the personality of the younger sister is going to be dead. So, we can even put that in my notes here. The younger sister is going to fill the sacrificial lamb role. Mostly dead. And then the older sister, we're going to be viewing over her shoulder. So her, as the viewers, we're going to believe like, oh, she's this other young girl. We're rescuing her from the monster. She needs to be saved. There's the scary monster looking at them through the woods. It's so terrifying. The village is going to save them. Their mom's going to pull them away. They're all being saved. But secretly, we never see her face in the opening shots. So we don't see the fact that she's always looking towards the monster, right? She's listening to his call. She's listening to his deal. And accept her dark powers. She will eventually kill the younger and become the Witch of the Forest. There we go. So that is the roles they're gonna be fulfilling. So the main plot twist here is we're focusing on the older sister. We think, right, we're looking over her shoulder, we see people running around them, pulling them away from the monster, trying to save them. We think this is the generic, oh, this is the damsels, this is the hopeless village, right? Here's the evil, horrible monster. Here's the generic hero coming in to save them. And it turns out when the hero gets to the clearing, he's not there seeing the monster in the woods. He's seeing the older sister peering out of the woods, and the younger sister's going to be dead there, right? That's going to be the little plot twist in this short. It's only going to be like a few minutes. It's not going to be a long short. It's definitely leaning towards like, oh, this is just a cute little animated project. You know, it's just for fun, just for funsies. So the narrator is still, I think, going to be the old woman. Because who doesn't love having a hag? I love having hags. Hags are great. And I want this explaining, but she's going to be very unspecific. She's just explaining a monster. At the end, we realize the monster she's talking about is the older sister, right? This evil witch. But in the beginning, we think it's this demonic being at the clearing edge. Specifying. Hey, did I actually spell that right? Holy shit. I didn't think that would happen. Explaining the monster, but not specifying once the monster is yet. To the hero. And I made the note earlier in a draft that we want, even though these are going to end up being different timelines, we want the lighting to look the same. That way the viewers don't recognize it first. They all think this is happening at the same time. So the lighting and time is middle of a beautiful day. There we go. So she's not specifying what the scene will change. Walking with that old woman. I'm lurking now, by the way. You're all good. Lurk all you want. It's all good. So we're gonna have the hero here. He's walking through the village. In the earlier draft, we had like, oh, like all the men are secretly dead, right? All the men have been killed by the monster. Oh, hey, thanks for the follows, everybody. I have an alert, but with the current setup, I can't hear it. So if I missed anyone earlier, I'm so sorry. I'm trying my best to keep looking over to the other monitor and see who's hanging out. So scene change, we're gonna have the old woman walking through the village. In an earlier draft, all the men were dead because the monster killed them. But now that we have this idea, the monster is secretly her familiar, and it can't do anything on its own, right? It can only be sacrificed to as her familiar. I think the men are now alive in this version, right? So, we're walking through the village. Alive. But we're going to keep the consistency. We're not going to see the older and younger sister because of the time difference, right? Secretly in this version, in these scenes, the younger sister is already dead. The man might still be alive. The men, jeez. The men might still be alive. For consistency, we don't see younger, older sisters or their mother. Okay. So if in our first draft, the old hag, the narrator, was explaining like, oh, there's this dark deal, right? There's this dark contract that the demon at the end of the woods will whisper to you, but nobody will do it because the thing you have to sacrifice is too great, right? Nobody good would do this contract, would do these deals. So instead, if that's no longer working, let's see. I think I'm gonna continue it because the important thing is just to keep going rather than caught up in the details. I can always make another draft if this is a plot error and fix it. Hey, I know that user. Roots, what are you doing here? What's the older sister's motivation to take the deal again? Are the people in the village shitty, or is she just out for blood? That's a good question. And again, if you had if this was a novel, I think that would be really, really important to like go into the characters' mindsets because you're listening and you're writing their point of view. In this one, it's supposed to be an animated short, so you're kind of following along. You're not quite sure in the beginning. You think she's the damsel in the beginning because we're not getting her mental thoughts, right? We're just hearing the narrator of the hag. I think the reason why she does it is I'll go up to my sister's personalities here. I'll make that note. Purpose of older sister to take deal. I think if she's chosen at birth, like if the reason the demonic familiar exists is because it's made when an evil being is born, right? She is supposed to be this future evil witch. That's why the demonic creature is there, growing in power with her every day that she's alive. I think it's going to be a destiny thing. The hero is always destined to fight her eventually, and she's destined to take this deal and become this evil influence. And the demon, the demonic familiar, has been whispering in her dreams every day since she was born about her dark powers and abilities. Mayhaps both. What are you still doing up, Roots? What are you doing in this chat? For those who don't know, Knitbone over here is Roots, is the other half of this over here. I'm Cryptid, they're Roots, together we're Cryptid Roots. What are you doing up? That's craziness. I say as I'm just down the hallway still up streaming. So I think her character arc from the viewer's point of view, character arc is going from the portrayal of the damsel to the actual monster, the evil thing in the world. What are you still doing? Oh my, I asked you first. This is really, congratulations everyone. You're all seeing a live stream of two siblings fighting right here in chat. Oh no. What are we at right now? We're at 1,765 words currently, which is... I'm thirsty, so I may ruin your stream and get water. You're all good. I don't think they'll be able to hear you. I think it's fine. Even if they can't hear you, it's fine. You should hydrate. For everyone still watching and listening, you should hydrate too. Hydration is important. Hydration or dehydration. Might still be alive. Okay. So scene change. In one of the scenes, the narrator, the old hag, is going to... It seems the hag narrator will mention the dark deal. Sacrifice for power. If we're selling the viewer on the idea she's a damsel, will she catch the hero's attention before the reveal or nah? The little twist in it is that you think this is all happening at the same, that the sisters are here at the woods being pulled away from the monster by their mother, and that they're being rescued. The men are going to come in and try and chase off the monster. The hero is down at the bottom being led through the village by the hag up the hill towards this meadow. So we're going back and forth between their points of view, and we think it's happening at the same time. The hero's about to come up and save the girls, right? Because that's what we're showing off. Like, oh, there's this monster for these two girls. Like, the hero's come to save them. And then the last viewpoint is going to be the hero stepping into the meadow. And we're going to realize that these are happening at different points in time. He's going to be stepping in to the meadow, and the younger sister's going to be dead there in the meadow, right? Her body's been sacrificed, and the older sister is now the monster in the shadows at the edge of the woods with all her dark power, and she's going to be gearing up to fight the hero. Why do people keep saying my bad over stuff that's not bad? You guys are so silly. No, it's no problem. I'm just chatting away with you guys. You guys have questions? I'm here to chat. It's all good. How could you know if you didn't know? It was in one of the earlier scenes here, the earlier draft. But that's the main thing I like about this. I like the spooky vibes. I like the Studio Ghibli vibes, and I like the idea of there was this time twist. You thought these two scenes were happening at the same time, but when the characters meet at that location in the meadow, that it was actually different times. Okay, never mind. Roots is in chat and they say smite you. I'm so sorry you had to fight them. Hey, I don't make the rules. They're technically my mod. They are the only mod on this channel. So hey, if you make them mad, I don't know what to tell you. They know more about Twitch live streaming than I do. They could ban you and I would never know. I would have no idea. I'm just saying, they have a lot of power in this chat, technically. So yeah, he's gonna be here. So for consistency in the village, we don't see the younger or older sister when the hero's going through, because of the fact, like, when the hero makes it up there, the younger sister's already dead, and the older sister's taken over. She's the witch in the woods now, and he has to fight her. So the narrator... Did I write narrator twice? Maybe I did. So this is the scene as the hero is walking through, where I really want to focus on. This is the Studio Ghibli vibes I was talking about. This is where we have those slow beats. Ghibli's really good at the slow beats, at taking in those sections of characters like walking or waking up in the morning, enjoying the food that they made, baking bread. This is the part where I'm like, this is Studio Ghibli inspired, because we have the slow beats of the hero walking through. He's gonna see the villagers in their shops, baking bread, tanning hides, raising children. And these are those slow moments that I really like in Studio Ghibli. That's gonna be the purpose of the hero, right? He thinks he's gonna slay a monster because he's protecting all these slow beats, all these everyday small moments, right? People living their lives, people raising families. And this is his motivation for stuff, right? This is why he's doing it. He's seeing the slow everyday scenes of village life, and he's gonna go up the mountain and to the meadow to fight whatever monster is threatening them. So if you ever want to know, like, hey, what makes a Studio Ghibli movie so different from other animated films, it is those slow beats. Miyazaki talks about it a few times. He has a word for it or a phrase for it. I always just call them the slow beats because it's those slow moments where it just really focuses in on, this is what the water looks like when they're at the beach. This is what Kiki's seeing when she's flying through the sky, right? That's or her hanging out in the hay next to the cows. It's taking those beats of small joys, of small daily life, and it shows you that for a moment or two. It lets you live in that moment. That's what a Studio Ghibli slow beat is. It really draws on that. A lot of you'll especially notice the difference if you compare it to action movies, adventure movies. Those are all very quick beats. I would tap, but I don't know how loud my tapping is. But that's really fast beats. It's action after action after action. It's fight after fight after fight. It's going to this. It's a car scene. It's this. They're really really fast paced. If you look at it beat per beat, how long do these moments take? It's really nonstop. In more American or actiony shows. A Ghibli beat is very slow. It's gonna relax while they're looking out the window. It's gonna be that extra pause as they get ready in the morning, putting on their outfit. It's gonna be like that. Kiki's gonna go shopping, right? She's gonna figure out how to use her money for a split second, and then Gigi's gonna talk with her, and they're gonna figure out their plan. But those beats are Studio Ghibli beats, and that puts you in the moment. So if you're doing your own writing, if you're writing along, knowing what kind of beats, what mood you want for it is going to be really important. If you have action scenes, you want really fast beats, because that's going to keep you in the moment. It's going to be one thing after another. And surprisingly, what actually ends up working really well is horror beats. For American horror, you have really slow beats. It's one of the only genres Americans have where it's a really slow beat. It will be, if you have, for example, here, I'm just going to write, sorry, this is my script. For example, if you have something jumps out and goes boo, right? Something jumps out and goes boo. Right, that's not very scary when you're reading it in a horror literature. If you're reading scary literature, scary stories, that little thing, something jumps out and goes boo, that doesn't scare you, right? That's not building up suspense or dread or tension. And you need suspense and dread and tension if you're writing horror, if you're writing anything spooky. If you instead, here, all right, not spooky, does not create suspense, dread, or prolonged fear. Farah, here we go, does not create that. If you are writing something scary, something somber, especially gothic literature too, psychological thrillers do it too, they have very, very long beats. This is when you have stuff like you have pages describing a character like doesn't know what's beyond the corner, doesn't know what's there, but they thought they heard breathing around the corner, but there's no one else in the house. There's no one else in the house. They thought they heard breathing. No one's there. They're going to very quietly start walking down the hall. They're going to try not to creak any of the floorboards, right? Because whatever's there, they don't want to freak them out. There shouldn't be anything there, right? They're alone. They're empty. The thoughts are going to start piling up in their head. Who could it be? Is it an animal? Is it their roommate back? Is it their husband back? They're going to approach closer to it. They're going to tense a little bit because, oh God, was that a floor creak? Did they make it creak? And then it's going to be the dread of like, no, something around the corner creaked a floorboard. There is definitely something They don't know what, but there's something around the corner. So then they freeze, right? They freeze there. What do they do if there's something breathing and stepping on a floorboard around the corner in an empty house? What do you do? Should you make it back? Will they hear you running? You have all the thoughts, like what do you do for survival here? Should they go into the kitchen? Should they get a knife? Should they call? Should they continue looking around the corner? It could be nothing. It could be a surprise. It could be a prank. Their breathing might start freezing their chest. They don't want whatever's around the corner to hear them breathing. And that pausing and freaking out and delaying, having all the thoughts, having the slow steps down the hallway, writing out, that prolongs the beat, that prolongs the moment. And that's what makes horror and suspense and psychological thrillers, they have long beats, which you really only see outside of horror in Studio Ghibli movies. So if you're ever, it's a funny thing, if you're ever interested in how long or short beats should be, that should be paragraphs. Something around the corner. Press them down. Breathing in fear. But those are when you can have a page dedicated to how much like your character is now in fight or flight. What do they do about this scary thing? That's a really long beat. That is what horror is. And Studio Ghibli does it for the opposite effect. They do it for the cozy vibes. They do it to show you like, oh hey, this is how yummy the food is. They love showing how yummy food is in Studio Ghibli movies. Look at how well the bread is. Look at how yummy that soup looks, right? They drag out the moments for what's important. So whatever genre you're in, if it's something that's important, that should be a longer beat. That should be like in you'll notice it in romance. Why does romance always describe kisses so much? Why are all the kisses so magical and have like a paragraph or two? They prolong the beat, that pause, that moment with the kiss, because it's so important in romance. And I think I was looking away, my model froze. Sorry, you're looking at a frozen blue girl just talk about horror scenes and romance kisses, but that's a little tip for you. You can describe whatever beats are important to you. So I was telling earlier that for a rough draft, you never pay attention, you never really delete anything because it's supposed to look ugly. So even though this little example has nothing to do with my rough draft, I'm not going to worry about deleting anything. I'm just going to write a quick little note to me saying ignore above, not relevant. And when I write my neater comment, when I start editing, when I have a further along draft of whatever I'm writing, I can open a separate document and I won't have all the silly little notes like this, all the silly little edits, all the silly notes made in between scenes, right? I can have a nicer draft later, but for now I'm just worried about getting a draft. It doesn't matter to me how ugly it looks. It's very freeing. I highly recommend it. So we are at 1,856 words with that little impromptu lesson on story beats. So let's see here. Where were we? So the hero's walking through the village, and I said these are my Studio Ghibli beats, right? This is when we pause and we look at the villagers living their daily lives, looking into their shops. They're baking bread, they're tanning hides, they're raising children. Everything's happening then. This is the Studio Ghibli slow beats. That's in my horror story. That's in my horror script. This is why I'm fusing the two together. So then, if that's it, the hag is going to narrate and then talk to him. About the monster, I think I already wrote that above, but I'm not too worried about fixing stuff. That was really interesting. Oh, thank you. I was rambling, so thank you for that. Is the older sister meant to be intelligent evil or just evil? Because if I'm understanding correctly, all the men in the village going with the hero to the forest would leave the village undefended and vulnerable. No? That's the thing. It's gonna be, I think, just a short little animated clip, so I don't think we learned too much about her. I think it would be an interesting thing. I had an earlier note where I'm like, oh, if this just ends up being a a short. See, I said I don't know if this is a normal book, short story, or from writing a screenplay or something when I first started. Like an animated short. We'll have to determine later. If this was an animated short, I wasn't gonna. It's only gonna be 3 minutes. It's just gonna be a cool shot of her being evil in the woods, and he's gonna get her, right? She'll just be this evil person, this evil witch now. If it went longer and this was a bigger project, and I had the screen time, because you had to focus, like, how much screen time are you willing to dedicate to things? If this is longer, I think then I would have something like, what other themes do I want to explore? Does the hero turn evil? Does the hero get captivated by her? Does she go on missions now? Is she powerless? Does the hero like kill her familiar and now she doesn't have magic anymore? Those would all be themes for if this was a bigger project. Sorry for scrolling if I'm giving anyone a headache. So, short story, animatic, not deep characters, but fun vibes, but cool vibes. If we have the story length, and this is you'll notice it too with certain projects when people have a short animatic of like an OC animatic. Oh, what's a better one? Oh, K-pop Demon Hunters. Okay, a lot of people know K-pop Demon Hunters now, right? That was supposed to be a bigger project, right? And now it will be. It's successful enough, it will be. But they only had the runtime of the one movie, right? They were limited in what they could do. So they had all these ideas of the characters' backstories, of their personalities, of how this was going to work, of the world building, of how these demons and stuff are interacting with the singing and the magic. And then they had a time limit. So they're like, okay, we're gonna shorten it down. We're gonna tell you in this fun little interview format in the beginning, like, oh, the fans are gonna be describing to an interviewer what each girl is like, right? They're gonna say, Rumi is the main leader and she does all this, and then Zoe was an international one, right? She's from America and she's their songwriter. And they made, instead of showing you throughout the film, they initially tell you in those interviews what each girl is like, and then the rest of the film is meant showing it a little bit, right? Reinforcing those concepts, that one of them's paranoid, that one of them's always worried about losing their family, one of them's a little quirky and bubbly and does the songwriting, and then the other one's going to be the main leader, but she has a secret, right? We realize more things about it. But if they had the longer runtime, if they had this as a TV series, if they had this as a longer movie, that initial version of the fans telling the viewers what this is about, what these girls are like, wouldn't have been there. That was just a plot device to initially get us into that world, into these characters. They would not have used that plot device in the beginning if they had the screen time they wanted. And there's other things they skipped out on too. Like, because of it, we don't know what happened with Rumi's mom. Like, what happened to Rumi's mom? Why did she die? Why isn't she here? We leave that as a mystery. It could have been answered in the movie. They could have. But they were like, hey, for this runtime, for the focus, for the time we have, we want the focus to be on their current fight, right? The current girls with their fight with these current demons. That's what we're going to focus on, their current fight with Guima, or whatever the main demon was called, and Jinyu. That's what we're focused on. There's going to be these other plot elements if we had the screen time, like Rumi's mom, like what happened with Rumi's dad. Why was he a demon? What happened there with her parents? What are not Zoe, but the other girls? Her family disowned her, right? The pink-haired K-pop Demon Hunter one. I'm forgetting her name right now because it's past midnight. Why did her family disown her? Why are some of the demons like zombies and some of them aren't? What were the Saja boys? Some people theorize, like, oh, you can see them. They were a K-pop band, but they died, or they had a contract with Guima. There's hints of story that are there. And then the story writers had to be like, okay, we have this screen time. This is what we're going to focus on. If we had more, the breadcrumbs are there for us to develop these ideas. And you focus on what you have the screen time for. What do you want to dedicate to the screen? That might not work so much if you guys are, it's not big of an issue if you guys are writing novels, if you're writing scripts for novels or outlines for that. But if you do start doing scripts, which right now I'm viewing this as a script, you had to think, what am I doing for the view time? So if this is...
As a director of finance,
I actually have an ad
managing
now.
15 and 20
I
contracts
wondered
a
when
month.
that would appear.
With Acrobat AI
Hold on one
Assistant,
second
I
while
can
I get rid of
summarize
it.
long contracts and identify key terms
Skip.
instantly.
Nice. So a script, if this is a 2 to 3 minute max, right? Because if this is animated, every single shot is paid for. Every single moment of those characters moving on the screen is paid for. That is money. You're not gonna have a long time. You are just focused on like, okay, here are the vibes. Here are these characters moving. You had this general idea of like, hey, you think this is a damsel, but at the end, surprise, she's the monster now, right? Like, oh, so spooky. If this was a TV series, right? Like this was a TV series with multiple episodes. Let's say 2 to 3 episodes, right? It was just a short TV series. I think this short animatic would be the intro, right? I think we would rework this. This is the intro. This is the introduction to the plot. Becomes the intro. Story becomes about the witch losing her powers. Having to stay by the hero. And regain her power in the last episode. And making the choice between evil and good again. Right, so it would be a short thing like episode 1, we have that animatic, hey, she's an evil witch, she's the bad thing. The hero defeats the demonic familiar, so she loses her powers. Episode 2, she's forced to be by the hero, right? Because the hero won't kill her now that she's powerless. The village doesn't want anything to do with her, so they cast her out. She's stuck with the hero. They go on this other adventure, this quest that you would figure out. And then episode 3 would be something happens. She gains access to other dark powers or a ghost or something, right? She gets a new familiar, and she has to decide in this important battle moment, does she help the hero or does she kill him and go off on her villain journey, right? That would be if we had 2 to 3 episodes. And then if it was a longer one, let's say like a 12 episode thing, right? I might be like, hey, this is a really cool character. The witch is really interesting, but I don't think she's 12 episodes worth. I think then the story changes to be about the hero. And the witch is just a plot for 2 or 3 episodes. And then other episodes would have other villains. Not that familiar with animation constraints, so I didn't consider that. For an animatic, would it work to add the villager back in the village's distant screams in the background with the reveal? Ah! See, that's so cool. That's some cool detail notes you would note. Since the limits of the evil powers aren't explained at all, playing into the theme of assumptions with the hero assuming he's the one hunting. See, that's cool when you're like thinking like, okay, if this is short and I'm just playing with vibe, what's cool vibes? What cool things can I do? Like, what's just something I think is neat that would make those 2 to 3 minutes really stand out, would make them the best 2 or 3 minutes ever. And then when you have, okay, this is a longer thing, right? This now needs to be longer. This has to have more fleshed out characters. This would be like, okay, the older sister would probably be, I think someone mentioned, maybe you mentioned earlier, like, is she a smart villain or is she just like dumb and evil? Like, what's going on here? If we had 2 to 3 episodes, this would be the older sister would be a smart villain with great power, right? And it would probably be unspecified. She just has dark powers. If there's 12 episodes now, if this is a season and we've changed focus to the hero and the witch is just a subplot, now we have even more world building, right? Needs to be fleshed out. What are the limits of each character's power? And then how did the hero start his hero journey? So yeah, since this is a whole month of writing stuff, since this is short, since the idea is this is going to be the very 2 to 3 minute animatic script, this will only probably be something I work on for the first few days until it's finished, until we have that finished rough draft or third draft or whatever it is. And the other days will be spent, okay, here's me doing a script of something longer. Here's me doing a rough outline for a novel. Here's me doing this. And it's gonna be every few days a new project to give people new ideas, like, oh, this is some way I could approach this. This is something that I could do. But it's definitely not wrong. Like, that's definitely the kind of stuff you'd put in, like, oh, if this was a script for a season, if you had multiple seasons. And that's something that if you watch writers in these different genres, how do they plan it, you'll notice these are the shortcuts that they take for short things, and these are the things that they can elaborate on character development, on world building, when they have that runtime. The more runtime you have, so for novels, right, you have a lot of world building, you have a lot of character development. Why? Because you have a whole novel's length of stuff to work with. You had to fill all those pages with a believable story, and to make it a believable story, that means the character motivations, that means the what fueled them, what's their childhood like, what's the world do, how does it function, what are the other NPCs in this world doing, right? That has to now make sense within that world. And you have a lot of world now. You have 50,000 words or more of that world. It all has to work together. And you'll see some writers, some people very naturally have world building abilities. It's very fun to do. And then some people are like, nope, I can just script 2 to 3 minutes of a cool scene. That's it. I'm just gonna make those 2 to 3 minutes the coolest 2 to 3 minutes ever. I don't care about logic. And they're sometimes very different writers. Some people can write in all these different formats, and that's totally not unusual. Some people do have a preference depending on how much they do. And that's really cool. If you're someone who does struggle with world building or character or plotting out a whole novel, plotting something short, like a 2 to 3 minute scene or a script, is a really good exercise to get those writing muscles moving, to have fun with that, to be engaged in a world, and only have to make it make sense just for 2 minutes. Can you keep an audience engaged for 2 minutes? And that's a really good writing exercise if you struggle with stuff like that. I really encourage it. I think I just rambled a little bit. What were we on? Would it be cool to hear the villagers' screams when we have the reveal for the older sister, right? The evil sister is now the witch in the woods. She's the main villain, and the hero's gonna be there. He's getting ready to fight her. End scene, right? That's where it's gonna end. That's where the final minute is gonna end. That's the scene when we have that reveal. And I think yeah, maybe if we have the I'll make a note here, the ending scene with the dead younger sister, and we'll have also the corpses of her murder spree and people half dead screaming. The whole peaceful meadow from the beginning is now a bloodbath. The rambling's half the reason I'm here. Oh no. Hello, how are you doing? Oh, we're doing so good over here. Thank you for joining. Shorter formats are absolute hell to plot because you have the same structure to follow but way less words to fill it. See, that's why some writers, and you're now experiencing that, some writers naturally gravitate from one to the other. So you're definitely gravitating towards a longer format, either script rise or novel rise. What are you writing? Hi, I'll be writing different things for certain days of the month, but every single day this month I'll be doing a write along where we try to get 50,000 words of story and plot divided down. Today it's a short 2 to 3 animatic script. So today it's a script. Later weeks it will be a novel. But this script is following a hero entering a village hoping to slay a beast. An old woman's telling him about the monster that they have, who has all these dark powers in the woods nearby. And we see shots of a younger and older sister in the meadow by the woods, right? And they're being saved, right? They see the monster there. Their mom drags them away. We think the heroes come by to save them from the monster. And then it turns out like, no. The older sister actually sacrificed her younger sister to this monster to gain dark powers, right? She's the new monster. The hero goes into the clearing. The older sister's there. She's the new monster in the woods, and the hero's getting ready to fight her. I reached 50,000 words in 4 months. Hey, what? Why are you? Don't say it like it's a bad thing. That is so amazing. You know, something that takes 1 month for somebody, some takes 4 months for others, could take a year for others. The important thing is that you did it, and that your brain got to have all this creative energy and creative muscles flexed while you did it, and that you had fun while you were doing it, hopefully, even if some parts weren't fun. I'm so ecstatic that you got 50,000 words done in 4 months. That should be a huge achievement. You should be proud of that. Everywhere you talk about it from now, I want you to be proud of it. That's great. I'm not exactly gravitating towards longer formats. I just suck at word economy. Oh no. Yeah. So, some people, like when I was younger, and generally, I really liked writing full novels. I actually plotted out like a full book series, like multiple books, multiple full novels. That was what I really liked doing for years. And right now, I figured since this was the start, I wasn't actually sure if anyone would join the stream. I'm like, oh, the first few days when everything's empty and quiet, I'll just flex the writing muscles. I'll just do the short animatic script, right? Because no one will be here to see it. But instead, I have all you lovely chatters here. So thank you guys for stopping by. But yeah, if you're ever looking for something new to do, it's really fun to try and flex your muscles and try to do the opposite of what you normally do. So if you normally script long things, you know, how much can you not tear out your hair and script a short thing? Writing's a big village. We easily spot people that weren't here before. Oh no! Well, thank you for coming by and chatting with me since I'm new here. I'm actually still new to live streaming in general, so I haven't done too much of it. I've done a few little game demos and stuff, so if you catch me here in the future, I'll be doing games earlier in the day, and then the evenings and nighttime will be writing and doing the write-alongs to get 50,000 words in 1 month. And the purpose of all of this, if you notice how like, hey, wait, this looks really trashy here. Why does some of the stuff here not make sense? What's going on? Why do you repeat some things? What's going on here? The purpose of this is for everyone here to see a really shitty rough draft, to see all the plot holes, to see everything that doesn't make sense until I fix it later. It's to realize like, hey, when I think a lot of people have stress when they start it, they think they have to make it perfect the first try. They have to already know everything. And this is really to follow along and realize like, no, it's okay to write down shitty ideas. It's okay to go back and fix things. It's okay to write things with spelling errors and not proper punctuation yet, because you don't know what's going to happen next. The important thing is to write it, and then next month I'll be editing. I just clicked because I've never seen a Google Doc on Twitch before. We were figuring out, I'm like, I was telling Roots, because I really wanted to figure everything out in time for November, in time for NaNoWriMo. I'm like, I have this idea. I want to do a rough draft right along. Like, how do I do this? How do I show everyone? First time chat from Raider. Oh, I got a raid. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. The purpose of all this, as embarrassing as it is to show you what a really shitty rough draft looks. So if you're here wanting to see like, hey, how terrible can someone's rough draft be so I feel better about my writing? That's what we're here for. You're welcome. Hey, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Oh my goodness, what was I saying earlier? That's so embarrassing. But yeah, this is I'm the resident grumpy old man of writing. I've seen way too many Google Docs. Yeah, Google Docs are pretty good. I like it. I used to write on Word documents. I've written a lot in physical journals. Whatever writing style you want while we have this ride along, it is all good. It's all accepted here. But yeah, a rough draft will always be rough. As long as you get to the end, that's all that matters. Hiya! Yeah, I agree. And that was the point. I see a lot of writers in real life when I'm in writing groups or when I'm chatting with people. They really work. They're trying to write the final draft from the beginning, like straight to finish, right? They're choosing all the perfect words. They're choosing how everything should flow. They're editing as they go. And that's so you'll never finish stories like that, or you won't finish as many stories as you could have. And I think that, you know, both you and the world want to see what amazing stories you create. And if you're always caught up in making a perfect draft from the beginning, you'll never get that far. It'll be unenjoyable. So this was really to show, like, hey, how do I not be embarrassed of a shitty rough draft? How do I do that? I've only ever seen finished drafts. I've only ever read finished books. What do shitty first drafts look like? And this is what it looks like. It is just a bunch of shitty little ideas all cobbled together and being worked on and pointing out plot holes and just brainstorming and having important little things that I like to add into it. And that's okay. I wish I was more confident to join writing groups. I'm too shy. I think it's great. And hey, even if you're just joining online stuff like this is a great start. Oh hey, I'm missing some of the chatters already. Love the model, super cute. Thank you. This is Cryptid. She's your favorite local cryptid. She was part of a model you guys can get. It's just a customizable model, but I really love her still. I love being able to actually move around and interact on the screen. I had a PNG tuber that's a little more like lore accurate, but oh my goodness, if a VTuber model isn't more interactive. I love her so much. I kept telling myself on stream, stop caring, just get something down. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Exactly. And this entire month, you're not going to see any editing. All of December, all of next month will be editing. It's going to be editing plot holes. It's going to be editing script. It's going to be editing novels. All of next month is developmental copy and line editing. But this month, it's just getting the ideas down. It's just having fun. You have to get the outline in the best shape you can first time. Because structural plot issues often require a total story overall. And exactly, if you look here, so the first few paragraphs I had were like, hey, I have this vibe, I have this idea, this is what I'm going for. And then I had general ideas here, and that only took up less than a page here. You can see this is only a page. This is what I kind of wanted it to be. And then as I went through, I'm like, okay, here's the scenes that I would need. And it's only going to be another page here. That's what I'm focused on. And then I noted in the text, I'm like, hey, wait, there's a plot hole here. There's this. So then the next pages became, hey, if this happens, this is what will have to be. This is the plot hole here. This is what I have to fix. So the very first plot hole was like, hey, if I have a monster outside a village, why would the village exist there? Why would that happen? No village wants to build next to these creepy woods if there's a monster there. So I have to figure out, when did that monster show up? Why is the village still here? Why didn't they move away? I had to figure things out. Rating. Are you doing Novel November by Pro Writing Aid? That's a really good question. I think if you're doing any of the writing challenges for November, this all works. This is just a little ride along. This is just a nice chat. I wasn't specifically doing it. I grew up with NaNoWriMo. I know that's not like the main thing anymore. I think they're starting NaNoWriMo 2 or something like that, something similar. But the main goal is just like, hey, I want 50,000 words of content, 50,000 words of me just putting my brain onto a paper. Nano 2. It's not in my own. Yes, there was drama with NaNoWriMo. I won't get into it here, but that's why if you looked it up like in the past year or two, NaNoWriMo was gone. NaNoWriMo.org was gone. People could still do the challenge yourself. I mean, I'm doing it right here, just 50,000 words during November. They started to try it again with Nano 2.0. That's what someone else mentioned. Yeah. Put your head on your screen. Yeah. Oh, you guys are hearing an ad real quick. Hold on. Let me get rid of that. I had to figure out which monitor that's on. There we go. Skip that. I'm gonna go ahead and rewind this a bit. That way I have more music again. There's just a hate wagon against NaNoWriMo, so there's like 10 spin-off challenges doing this exact same thing. Yeah, some of them try to do something a little different. They're like, oh, it's actually gonna be like 30,000 words, or they try to do something different, but really, it's all just a writing challenge during November, and that's what this is for. So if anyone's doing their own writing goals, this is the place to hang out and vibe and try to accomplish your own goals here. So, now that I've yapped enough about that, I think you guys actually want to see more writing, at least hopefully. It's getting late for me, so I'll be heading to bed. It was wonderful meeting you. Oh, thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your night and stream. You too, hun. Have some good sleep. Recover from all the hard work today. I hope you have a wonderful night. And I'll be logging in every single day during November for this writing challenge. Earlier in the day, I'll be doing games, but in the evening and night, that's going to be the writing time. So if you see me doing other things, don't freak out. The writing will come. Thank you all. Have a wonderful night yourselves. Yep. So let's see here. I think everyone who's still here wants to actually see some shitty rough draft writing. I think that's what the people want. We want shitty content, right? That's what I'm hearing. So, I had a little blurb earlier here about different lengths of story and what you can do if you're a writer making contact for 2 to 3 minutes, a few episodes, 2 to 3 episodes, and then like a 12 episode or multiple seasons. So for this is going to be still with the idea this is 2 to 3 minute animatic. So it doesn't have a lot of it. So our opening scene is going to be the meadow scene with the woods at the edge. I'm going to put here spooky woods. Right? And then I'm going to put our two main characters are a younger and older sister. Oh, am I freezing? There we go. I'm back. I'm back in screen. It's fine. An older sister and younger sister. I'm gonna put her at around age 10 for the younger. If you go any younger, those are just babies, and it's so hard to write babies. It's so they can't do anything. I'm revisiting my ancient drafts on Frostpunk fanfiction. No idea what's happening in the plot at this point. You are so brave. I can never look at my old fanfiction notes. I'm not brave enough for that. I'm brave enough to show you guys a shitty rough draft. I'm not brave enough to show you guys old fanfiction. So, and the younger sister 10 are having a picnic and enjoying Studio Ghibli vibes. But the monster at the edge of the woods is nearby and watching them. Now pull up your right now, Trust. Oh no. That would be hilarious. That might be a writing challenge one day. When I run out of content in December after editing, maybe it will be a fanfiction challenge for January. Old days of fanfiction was the Wild West. I was cringe thinking about my old work. You know, embrace the cringe. I embrace it. I love past me for all the cringy stuff I found joy in and that I liked, because that shaped current me. Am I gonna broadcast that in a live stream? No. But I can still appreciate my cringe. So the monster in the woods is nearby and watching them. There is an old woman narrator. And I'm just gonna write hack, because I love writing hacks. Now it's like a year or two old. It's actually manageable quality-wise. Hey, that's good. That's good. My very first novel is kept in password-protected archive because it's an info hazard. Oh no. Making a goal. 100 followers and you read an old fanfic you wrote. Oh dear God. No, that's a cause I can get behind. Show all your Homestuck fanfics right now. Roots, why are you lying? I do not have Homestuck fanfiction. I have Homestuck fan art. Get your facts right. For those who are new, Knitbone in chat is actually my sibling Roots. They are the mod here. I'm Cryptid. They're Roots. Together we're Cryptid Roots. So you'll see both of us from time to time. They have a lot of power here. I don't know how Twitch works, so they could delete you, and I would have no idea. They could ban you. I would never notice. Share with us? You mean my old Homestuck fan art, or the non-existent Homestuck fanfics? So there is an old woman narrator who's the hag of the village. She is talking and describing the monster and its evil deal. Will bestow power but at great cost. A cost so terrible, no good person would ever do it. Reduced it. You have no power over the faithful. Hi first chatters. Oh my goodness, it's so nice seeing all you guys. I am getting worried. Why are there so many people up so late? I know why I'm up late. I have anxiety and insomnia. What? Do you guys all have the same thing? Is it because it's the 1st of November and you guys are all trying to get your writing goals in? Roots, you're not supposed to admit you don't know how to mod. They would never know. Why did you tell them? Oh, I see we have an Avatar The Last Airbender fan in chat too. Time is an illusion, like death and pants. So, okay, the narrator is describing this horrible monster at the edge of the woods, and we have this concept now as the viewers that it's trying to do an evil deal. There's this contract. You have to sacrifice something, but whatever the sacrifice is, it's so terrible, no good person would ever do it, right? No, nobody who's not totally evil would do this contract. The scene is gonna change. To the old woman narrator. Woman narrator. Walking with the hero. Yeah. Through the village. I'm 12 hours ahead. Oh, it's only 11? Oh, okay. For me, it is 1 a.m. in the morning. I am a Florida cryptid. So for anyone who follows us on other socials, you actually see our business. We are Florida based. It is 1 a.m. in Florida right now. It's a fake oh no! See, look, that they're calling you out on being an imposter. Oh, see, Among Us music plays. Yeah, see, you dug your own grave here. Now everyone knows. Who can put in that little image of in Mulan with like all of China knows who you are now, knows you're here. They know you're an imposter now. So the old woman narrator, the hag, is because I think we all need to write more hags in our stories in general, in media literacy. There just needs to be more of them. Women should be allowed to be old and wrinkly and ugly and say morbidly horrible things, and just that's their purpose in life. That's what I want to grow up to be. I just want to be a hag when I'm older. I'm gonna have too many cats, and I'm just gonna walk around a neighborhood in my pajamas saying ominous things. Hag Max and be like, did you reset the music? I started it over from the beginning. Is that what you mean by resetting it? I hope that is. That's what I did. If that's not what she meant, that's what I did anyway. So the hag is walking with the hero through the village. The narration, just her talking with the hero. The hero is walking by the daily lives of the villagers. Baking bread, canning hides, raising children, living in their homes and shops. And this is the Studio Ghibli vibes. Those long beats just really focusing on it. I did something right? Root said I did something right. Nippon said I did something right when it comes to VTubing. That won't happen often. That will not happen often of me doing something right. It's really bad. Some people here are new. You did not hear the earlier story. I streamed earlier today, right? The same day I streamed earlier. I did a short demo of Habromania. It was 30 to 40 minutes. And then I'm like, okay, the demo's over. I finished it. I stopped streaming. I swear to God, I pressed the stop streaming button. I did. It was right there. I know how to press it. I pressed stop streaming. I did. For anyone who doesn't believe me, you guys are non-believers. I pressed the stop streaming button. And I had dinner. I hung out. And then I came back in here to start the stream for this writing. And it was still recording. It was a 3 or 4 hour recording of just nothing. I ended that stream and I deleted it so none of you guys can see it. None of you guys can see my mistake. No one can ever know, except for all you guys here that I'm currently telling it to. None of you guys can know that mistake. And I started the stream and everything's fine now. Been there before. Thank you. I tried so hard. I tried so hard not to have scuff. And yet here we are. Here we are. Okay, so the scene is going to change. The narration is actually her talking with the hero. That's what the narration is. Just this conversation she's having with the hero. And going through everything and explaining what the problem with this monster is, the dark deal. And the hero's gonna have his motivation for saving people because of these Studio Ghibli moments, these long pauses of focusing on the daily joys of people in their daily lives, right? That's what he's here to help save. He's here to protect this village life right here. So he's gonna be up the hill with her towards the meadow. To slay the monster. This demonic monster. Professional streamer, let's go. Oh no. It's almost like you all are mocking me. It's almost like I'm showing you all a rough draft and rough plotting and all my scuff stories, and now you guys think I'm not professional. What could ever give you that idea? So, okay, he's going towards the meadow scene to slay the demonic monster. The viewers believe the earlier scene with the girls is happening at the same time. Professionalism is for quitters. You know what? That's a good mindset. We are here not to quit, but to power through our horrible, rough, shitty drafts, through all our mistakes. That's what we're here for. So, scene change again, right? So we have the hero. He's coming up the hill. He's going towards the meadow. We know he's here. He has like a sword on his back. Here, I'll even write it. He's got cool hero weapons. So the scene's gonna change back to the girls. The monster in the woods is close to the edge now. watching them. The viewpoint, I want to really stress that we don't actually see the older sister's face, right? We're always going to be looking over her shoulder because there's going to be the plot twist with her, right? She's going to end up being the evil one here. She's the bad guy. But if we see her face, that could spoil some of it, right? So the monster in the woods is close to the edge, watching them. The view is over the older sister's shoulder, from behind her. The younger sister notices the monster, is freaked out, and the mother comes into view and starts pulling the girls away. The monster watching the whole time, but not leaving the forest. So this is going to end up being her secretly demonic familiar, right? So he's tied to this forest. She's going to be the witch of the forest. This demonic creature's tied to it. It's not leaving. It's always going to be whispering to her. It's trying to lure her into this dark contract. So it's there. It's watching her. I'm going to make a note here. I think I already did that. We don't see her face, but even when the older sister is not the focus of the shot, make note that she is always facing and still watching the monster too. Alright. Okay. So the mother's in now. She's taken the young girls away. Takes the girls out of the meadow and is heading down the steps, right? She's heading towards the village. Lean back to the hero and the hag. She is still narrating. And I want her to explain. So the monster has been here since the older sister was born. This is her demonic familiar from birth, but it's been growing in power ever as she grows older. Hags love to yap. See, that's the point. That's the point. I've been yapping here for almost 3 hours. This is how long that stream has been. Hags love to yap. That's her role here. That's why a hag should naturally be a narrator. I think a lot of narrating roles in plays and other things have been to men, which makes sense. Men love to yap too. They love to mansplain. But I think we need more hag roles. I think we need more hags in media, because they have important functions like this. They need to be crazy. They need to know too many things. They need to not know anything that's going on. They need to just be wrinkly and unafraid and yell at people to get off their lawns. There's a lot of roles for hags, I'm telling you. So the hero and the hag, she's still narrating. They are going up the steps. So the viewers, right, as we're watching this for the first time, believe they are about to meet with the two sisters and the mother. But in the end, the hero is going to reach the top of the stairs, and it's gonna be the hag has already breached her defenses. See, I'm telling you, a lot of hags in everyday life. I know I'm a young, beautiful anime girl on your screen right now, but secretly I'm a hag. I'm right around hag age. I'm just telling you. Just put a pretty VTuber model on in front, you would never know. You'd never know what hags are in your midst. I'm telling you. Go into the meadow, and it's revealed this is a different point in time. The younger sister Now older, I'm gonna put her at like 13. 12 to 13. Alright. He's dead and sacrificed. In the middle of the meadow. I'm gonna have the mother off to the side, sobbing. See, you know, it's the perfect age. It's the perfect age when you're a hag. I've been waiting for this. I'm embracing it. So the younger sister's now dead. The mother's off to the side, sobbing. Other villagers are injured. And I'm gonna put the village men. Jeez. Men are injured. And really having lost a fight. A fight. Jeez. Really having lost a fight. At the edge of the clearing. Isn't the same monster. But the older sibling. There we go. So that is the idea. We come up and we realize, oh, the two scenes between the sisters and the hero, those are actually different years, right? So the two sisters is a flashback in time. The hero is the current timeline. And he's been called in not to fight that original monster of the woods, right? That harmless little thing that was stuck at the edge. He's actually been called in because the older sister is now the monster, right? She's this evil being. She sacrificed her sister for dark powers. She's in the woods and she's starting to hurt the villagers. That's why the hero's here to fight her. Now I need more proof. How many cats you got? Honey, I have more cats than I should. I'm deciding if I need to add one more bestie or add the long lost sibling in the scene right now. Oh, okay. Okay, so I have no idea what's in your thing. Yeah, you see, Knitbone, my sibling, is in the chat too. They're saying too many cats. It's way too many cats. We had to make a deal in this entire family that no more cats. Right, like we reached the max limit of cats a while ago. It was too many cats, and then we adopted one more cat, and we were like, okay, that's the final cat, right? That's the final one. There's no more. It turned out that cat was a Trojan cat. Which, if no one's ever heard of a Trojan cat, that is a cat that is secretly pregnant, and she had kittens. There's too many cats, don't you worry. I have my hag credentials. So let's see. You need to decide if you have one more bestie or have the long lost sibling in this scene right now. I'll give you some generic advice so you can get rid of it, right? If this generic advice does not work for you, I always say get rid of it. But in a lot of rough drafts when we're working on our stories, we have a lot of friends for our main characters. We have a lot of side characters who are best friends, who are doing all this different stuff for our characters, right? And I'll be honest, when you get to the very end, you look back on it and you're like, oh, that could have all just been one character. I didn't need 7 best friends and then a posse and a clique and these other characters. I just needed like 1 or 2. You can really cut down friends sometimes. I'm just saying, kill your darlings. So if you're deciding if this long lost sibling is plot relevant, I say add the long lost sibling. If it's one more bestie and you're like, oh, my character already has several friends, like they already have all these people they know who think they're the greatest. They just need one friend. They just need one. Unless if it's a horror movie and like some of the friends die, then your character can have a couple friends, because you know that the point of it is that some of them die along the way. You kill them as you go. Then you get the axe and hit start to roll. I have no friends. Said the self-proclaimed hag. Hey. My cats are great friends. They adore me. I give them food and they love me. That counts as friendship, okay? I have 4 characters right now. Main character, a polite long lost sibling, and a bestie, and a love interest. Okay. So let's see here. Your main cast is your main character. That's your MC. They have a long lost sibling, they have a best friend, and they have a love interest. Okay. So then that's when you start looking at things. You're like, okay. And it's okay if the answer is yes. I'm not telling you like, oh no, to get rid of one of them. I'm saying these are questions you ask as you think of your plot. So the love interest, right? You're like, okay, they have a plot role, right? Their relationship is gonna change, right? Like something's gonna happen. They're gonna get together. They weren't together in the beginning, now they are, or they break up midway through, then they're back together, right? There's gonna be a relationship change in that through your story, whatever it is, right? So you're like, okay, generally a love interest can stay. But if you have a best friend, unless something changes in the relationship, unless that best friend does something that only a best friend could do that the love interest can't do, then you have to start asking, is the best friend plot relevant, right? Or do I need both? Like when you sometimes look back, you're like, oh well, some of the scenes that the best friend does, that could have been done by the long lost sibling, and then some of the other scenes could then go to the love interest. That's what some people realize when they get to the end of their rough draft. They're like, oh, the roles, the tasks in the plot I gave to this one character the character could go and I could give the roles to the other characters, and that narrows down your cast list. I don't... Okay, Nippon, Roots is going to bed now, so I guess everyone who is actually scared of their very few mod powers, you don't have to live in fear anymore. They're gonna be gone. It's gonna be the Wild West out here. Nothing, don't worry about it. You should add a cat. Yeah, see, like, that's one of the things, like, the more characters you add, is it fun? Yeah, but then sometimes when you do editing, which again, I'm not doing here, that's not this month. If you want to add 20 cats, if you want to add 20 friends, this is the rough draft month to do it. It's gonna be like, December, when you start doing editing, when you start looking at your plots and your plot holes in your devices and what the characters do, that's when you're like, oh, no, get rid of this best friend, get rid of 19 of the cats, we only need one cute one here. Oh no, chat's having a party. Oh no. Yeah, well, honestly, I'm surprised you guys weren't partying earlier. Like, yeah, Roots wasn't lying. They don't know what they're doing. They've never modded before. I think sometimes they don't even look at the chat unless they're coming here to bug me. I'm second monitor content for my old sibling, okay? Like, they're not watching me closely. I'm not prime monitor content for them. They don't love me that much. But yeah, it's so, if it's fun and you want to finish your draft with all these characters and you're like, even if I don't know if they're plot relevant, don't worry about it. Just finish your rough draft. Just get it all done. Just see where it takes you. And I would say next month or the month after that, whenever you want to do your editing, that's when you look back with a critical eye and you're like, oh, these characters can go. I didn't actually need them. I think if you write horror, if you ever wonder why there's like really big casts in horror movies or horror devices, it's because some of those they're not all gonna make it to the end. That's why they need those extra characters. Their plot device is that they die. That's why you need the bigger cast. Even in action movies, I know there's the trend now with Marvel and some action movies, they have the big crossovers. That's why we have really big cast in some of those action movies. But if you look at before that trend, at action movies, action novels, things like that, they actually had a really tight cast. They didn't have a big cast for that. Because so many of the story beats were focused on the action, what happens, the car scene chase, the fight scene, this, that, whatever's happening. They don't need a lot of characters for that. They need like whoever's fighting, they need an opponent, right? Whoever they're fighting against. And normally there'll be like a little sidekick action hero that's like cute or funny or something. You can have a really small cast. I have 9 main characters total. Oh god. Main character included, and like 5 of them are of any importance. Now I'm just thinking, I'm like, man, if I had to know 9 people in real life and remember their names. No. In school, I did that. I knew a lot of people. In college, I knew a lot of people. After that, I don't need to know that many people in real life anymore. I thought your name was... It's Triangle Toll. Not Triangle Troll. That would be funny, though. That could be your alt account. There you go. But yeah, I had a interesting... for anyone who missed it earlier, there was a discussion earlier about why this particular story is mixing Studio Ghibli beats. I talked about Studio Ghibli beat writing and horror writing. So if anyone here has seen Studio Ghibli movies, so like Kiki or The Cat Returns or Princess Mononoke, one of the things that Studio Ghibli is very different from other medias, from other movies we see in America, right, is the beat length, how they draw out certain beats, certain scenes. Studio Ghibli does romanticizes and puts importance on everyday aspects of life. So on eating bread, on eating food. That's why whatever something is important in your writing, you normally put a stronger beat to it. So if action is important, guess what? In an action movie, all of the beats are going to be about fighting or a car chase or a bar fight, something like that. A lot of the beats in an action movie are about action. Hello, welcome to chat. I'm just wrapping up. We're just chatting a little bit about story beats and Studio Ghibli versus other media. How's your November writing going? Oh, it's doing good. I have over 2,400 words so far for the first night. I hope everyone else is having fun with their writing too. But yes, Studio Ghibli, for their importance, they place a lot of importance on everyday aspects of the joy of small living. Miyazaki has a particular term he uses. I don't remember it. It's not important. But that's why the scenes in Studio Ghibli slow down and they show how good the food looks, about them baking bread, about them looking at the night sky and traveling and thinking of their dreams and laying in the grass and how soft the grass looks. They focus on these everyday romanticized bits of life, right? And that's where they put the emphasis on the story beats. Those beats take up screen time and they focus on it. They give those beats a second or two of screen time. See, action beats have a lot of action. That's what they focus on. So all the story beats are going to be really, really quick and actiony, and they're going to focus on that. That's where you're like, hey, wait, why did this action movie have an unnecessary car chase scene? It's because they needed to have a scene where they move from one location to another. But if they're just driving, that's not actiony. And so they make it a car chase scene instead to make it still an action because that's what they're focused on for an action movie. So Studio Ghibli romanticizes really slow beats for it. Yeah, my neighbor Totoro, it's very slow paced. These beats really take in the moment. They're not fast paced. A lot of American media does not have slow beats, except for the horror genre, so scary genre, scary stuff, really psychological horrors, psychological thrillers, not necessarily blood and gore, but gothic horror has it. So gothic horror, psychological thrillers, they have slow beats. And the reason why is because they have to set suspense and dread, and you have to be in that moment when something unknown is around the corner. You don't know what it is, but you know something is there. And you're terrified, you're slowing your breathing, you're trying to listen and get any clue over what's around the corner before there, and you live in that moment. It slows down that moment, so you are in that state of suspense. The only slow beats are to study and relax too. No, horror and scary things have slow beats. They're one of the other media forms where we have really slow beats in it. Something similar, romance, if you read a lot of romance stuff, they typically put slower beats on the first kisses or anything like that. Why? Because they focus on the romance aspect. So if your character's on a date in a romance and they had that first kiss or they had the first date jitters, those are where they slow down the beats because that's what's important. But not a lot of other things have slow beats. Everything else is pretty consistent, fast beats. Horror tends to have to build up our suspense, as they call it. Yeah, see, that's why we have slow beats in horror. We have those living in the moment, feeling what the character is feeling, really dragging it out in thrillers, psychological thrillers, and in horror. And really, we only have a similar thing with Studio Ghibli, where there's those long, slow beats. And so the purpose of this script was, I'm like, I want Studio Ghibli if it was a horror. I want to have that mountain. There's something in the woods. There's this monster. There's gonna be these children being worried about it. It's gonna be a horror movie, but it's also gonna have those Studio Ghibli elements, because both of those have really slow beats. And that's what this short little animatic script is about. Sometimes they don't reveal the monster until the end. Yeah. See, because just seeing the monster, just having the monster jump out and go boo, that's not when you're writing, when you're reading something. It's not a good jump scare. It's an okay jump scare if you're like doing a game, but people aren't going to remember it. If you want to be lasting, if you want it to have an impact on people, the same way Studio Ghibli scenes have an impact, you need a slow beat to build suspense. You need, you can go an entire movie, entire gothic literature, and you don't realize the monster until the end. They're right. Someone mentions Alien in the chat. That's another good example for, not a gothic horror, but for, I think that's a little bit more action-y horror, right? That there's more action-y stuff happening, but they still slow down the beat of the reveal. That happens at the end. And half the time it gets away with it. Yeah, Gothic Lit is amazing. See, they slow, because Gothic literature focuses very emotionally on like the real monster wasn't like whatever monster's revealed at the end. The monster's like what people become when they're afraid or something, right? It's very emotional. You're supposed to be in your feelings. So you have slow beats the more you want it to have an emotional impact. So that's why Studio Ghibli, if you ever wondered like, hey, what separates a Studio Ghibli movie from other American shows or even other anime, it's where they focus those slow beats. It's on the everyday romanticizing of life, on eating, on enjoying space, on laying on the grass, on talking with people. They really emphasize that. Romance, again, it's always going to have longer beats for kissing, for first dates, for any adult spicy scenes. That's where they put longer beats. That's where all their long descriptions are. Action, it's going to be non-stop action. Every single beat's going to be fast and in your face, and they're going to be fighting and throwing things off cliffs and explosions. So that's right. He has really strong themes. Miyazaki has strong themes he focuses on. That's where the beat is. Whatever your focus is on, that's where you want to slow down your beats. That's where you want your beats to be. Because some people are like, oh, I started a story, and I started the story with my main character woke up, and they went to school, and they had lunch, and they had classes, and then they got home, and then the magical thing happened, right? Then the cool magical thing happened. Why did you put any of the story beats in the beginning when nothing? If the important thing is this magical journey that happens with your main character, you don't want any of those beats in the beginning. None of that has to do with it, right? You only want the focus and to slow down on what's important to you. Everything else that's not important, skip past it. If it's necessary, you write it as short as possible because it's what's necessary. But if it's important to your theme, to your story, that's when you delve into it. That's where you have the paragraphs. That's where you have the focus and you slow down and you have those strong beats. Even in Totoro, you have the mother in the hospital, which kind of just, oh my, I don't want to talk about My Neighbor Totoro. I still cry. That's one of the few movies ever I cry about every single time because my father, so Papa Cryptid, I'm Cryptid, that was Papa Cryptid. He was battling cancer and he was in the hospital for a long time. And when I first watched My Neighbor Totoro, I had no idea that was a theme. And I cried like a baby. Oh my god, that is so right in the gut punch to me. And it's because they focused on those beats of the hospital, of what that mother's going through and the kids struggling with that. They put emphasis there on those beats, on those details, and that's why it hit home. That's why it made little kids like me cry, because they focused there. Also, is the hero's name hero protagonist? You know what? It could be. Since this is a script for an animatic, sometimes you don't even have to name characters. Sometimes they remain nameless because the audience never hears their name. And you can have funny little things like that. If this was a novel, then no, I would probably give them real names. But sometimes with short little films and stuff, yeah, you don't have names for characters, and it definitely depends on that genre or format you're writing in. If this was, I had an example earlier, if this was a TV series I was writing for, if it was the full 12 episodes, oh, it was further down, sorry for everyone who's getting a headache. So I had this is a short 2 to 3 minutes max. The story beat should be on the cool vibes, right? We're just getting visuals because it's an animatic, and we're getting 2 to 3 minutes. We're not having a lot of character development in 2 to 3 minutes worth of time. So we're really focused on having strong character themes, strong concepts, very cool things, and doing all that. If this was a short thing, if this was 2 to 3 episodes, that's when we have this whole animatic just becomes an intro, like it becomes the backstory. Now we have character development. Now we have character names. Now we have more personality. Now we have more rules and world building, right? What are the extent of her powers? What does this demonic familiar do? Do other witches have demonic familiars? Right? We get that world building. And then if it was 12 episodes, I even made the note. I'm like, hey, this evil spooky sister who's a witch, she's cool. I don't think where it is at now is worth a full season. I don't think it's 12 episodes worth of content. I think it's 2 to 3. I don't think it's 12. And so if it was, we would actually change the character, the main character, to the hero, to the hero protagonist, right? He would get a name, he'd get a backstory, he'd get character development. And the witch becomes a secondary character. She becomes the villain for 2 to 3 episodes. And there would probably be like 2 or 3 other villains, right? It would be episodic. He'd be going to different villages and fighting different villains. And that's how, depending on what format you are, depending on what genre you're writing in, this is how you change it. Because somebody had questions earlier, like, oh no, I have to have so much world building. There's so much. How can you only do 2 to 3 minutes? Where does your world building go? And really, you kind of change certain things depending on how much screen time you have, because your screen time determines how much you can do. You can't focus on too much backstory if you only have 2 to 3 minutes. You can have some, you need it to make sense, but you can't focus on it. You have to show really, really short and quick, what is your story about? What is happening? What are these characters? What are they doing? If you have 12 episodes, now we want world building. We want lore. We want how this world works. We want how NPCs work. We want side characters. We want a character arc. We want a B plot. We want a lot of other things depending on the amount of time you have for your story. So a full novel, if this was a novel, or even a short story, these characters would have names. They would have personalities. We would hear their thoughts, because in a novel we can write out their thoughts for the reader. For an animatic, unless we have a voiceover, we don't hear a character's thoughts. We had to have a very strong telling, actually, for an animatic. For shows, you need to tell and show very strongly what's happening. For novels, you can be a lot more flowery, and you can show things in more unique and creative ways. And that's just one of the ways that certain mediums that you write in, it's going to be very different. And that's why during this month, I'll be writing in different things. Right now, it's just the short animatic. When this is done in the next day or two, it will be for a longer script. And then I'll also be writing a novel towards the end of it, right? We're just going to be 50,000 words of content. It's all going to be different things. But I think right now that about wraps it up, because it is past 1:30 in the morning for this Florida Cryptid. And this Florida Cryptid's a little tired now, but I really appreciate everyone stopping by and hanging out. I hope everyone got some of their own writing done if you're taking a writing challenge. I hope seeing the haphazard way that I notice plot points and I notice plot holes, and I keep writing anyway, for anyone who's got to see 8 pages worth of content today. I hope that inspires you to get your own shit on page, and after you get your shit on page, then you can worry about polishing it and actually making it good, right? Because that's going to be the challenge later on. It's actually making it good. But first, it's okay just to have shitty ideas on the page. It's all good here. There's no judgment. You never have to show anyone your rough draft, even if I'm showing you guys my rough draft. It's all good. So I'm gonna head out for now, but thank you guys for stopping by. If anyone wants to follow, then I'll see you guys. I'll be tuning in every single day. Earlier in the day will be a game or a game demo, and then the evenings and nighttime for me. So around this time will be the writing. Getting good is future Scarecrow's problem. See? Yep, editing is gonna be future use problem. Never worry about it. That's always gonna be there's so many rounds of edits. I don't think newbie writers realize, for a professional writer, for authors, how many rounds of edits there are. So never feel bad about how much you have to edit later. There is always an author who edited way more than you. But thank you all so much, and I hope you have a wonderful night, okay? Have a good one. Goodbye. Good night.